This is for the ones who were raised on gasoline dreams, for the lug nuts holding tight to the wild red line scenes, for the families that drive us, the wrench turning crews, for the chrome, the smoke, and the ones who refuse to lose. Where horsepower meets heart, yeah, that's who we are. We're a culture, we're a brotherhood, we are rolling motor fire. Build not borrowed, that's the creed written deep in our veins. We turn busted cars into legends and rust into fame. From late night garage grind to race day stadium roars, every scar on our knuckles unlocked 1,000 doors. We don't back down, we don't break, we don't fold. Every ride we build tells a story worth gold. This is for the ones who were raised on gasoline trains, for the lug nuts holding tight to the wild red line scene, for the families, the drivers, the wrench turning crews, for the chrome, the smoke, and the ones who refuse to lose. Where horsepower meets heart, yeah, that's who we are. We're a culture, we're a brotherhood, we are rolling motor fire. Here's to the nights when the world said slow down, but the engine said no and we stood our ground. To the ones who grew up rich and when the rest took the easy way, we found our path in the piston noise and we'll ride it every day. Pedal to the metal, this is where we belong. Cars, trucks, monster trucks, loud and strong. Passion, pride, lug nuts, side by side. If you love what you drive, then ride, ride, ride. This is for the legends that started in dusty garages, for the kids who chase dreams through the scars and collages, for the racers who gave everything without fail, and the fans who stand proud when the engines wail. Where horsepower meets heart, yeah, this ain't a phase. It's our passion, our culture, and we'll live it to the grave. Pedal to the metal, forever in our veins. So look out, we're only getting louder from here. Nothing built strong was ever built out of fear. The road is wide open and the fire won't slow, because this isn't a hobby, this is the only life we know. Pedal down, heads high. We're not done. Pedal down, heads high. Pedal down. Ladies and gentlemen, start your engines. You're listening to Pedal to the Metal, Motors and Music, the show where horsepower, stories, and great music come together. From beautiful collector classics to fire-breathing race cars to the ground-shaking thunder of monster trucks, this is where the world of motors meets the power of music. So strap in tight, fire up, and grab your favorite cold drink, because a ride is about to begin. And now, here's your host, Roller.
Hey, hey. Hey. stuff fixed. That's all there is to it, man. I got to get that fixed, man. Hey, how you guys doing? Carter's in California watching the show, man. What's up, Carter? Hello, cousin Debbie. How you doing, man? Hey, guys. I don't know how to say this, but the widgets are in the house tonight. Yeah. What's going on? How's the mezzanine? You guys good? Right on, man. Thanks for showing up. I appreciate you guys. What's going on there? My beer garden rowdies. How you guys doing? Right on, right on. Everybody okay in the main audience? Good deal, man. Good to see you. All right, let's bring it down. Let's just bring it down a little bit here. We'll get started with the show. Man, I tell you what, the widgets are in the building. The widgets are in the building. Man, I turned it on and I got screens that I didn't even recognize, and I'm just like, oh, there's Carter's. Says my dad says hello, Marky, Marky, what's up, baby? How you doing? Miss you, brother. Miss you very much. Anyway, she's still out there, Debbie. I think she's out there for 10 days or something like that, I believe, or something. So she's having a good time, I bet. Anyway, what a day. What a day. We uh, we just been busy all day long and trying to get things going and making it happen. And you know, it's another night, man. Tonight's show is going to be awesome. I mean, it's going to be awesome. Dean Gunter, he's an amazing dude, man. And I realized more after I booked him on the show and started digging into his background and what all he's done. And man, he's had an excellent military career. He's had an excellent career in the automobile business, very successful. You know, excuse me, starting out here, not starting out here, but uh, coming here and opening up his car dealership, and just man, he's done everything, and now he's an accomplished auctioneer and won the Colorado State Championship, and he was on the board of the Auctioneers Association. He also is on the board of the Used Car Dealers Association, and man, they've done some amazing stuff. So we're gonna find out all about that. Uh, Lobster tails and shrimp. What's up with that, man? Y'all are leaving us out, Carter. You go to California and you're eating high on the hog, man. But anyway, yeah, it's gonna be good. It's gonna be good. Dino the buying machino is what I call him. He's he's very very frugal in what he does, man. He watches for them deals, and then he slips in like a land shark and just bam and snags it. So he knows the game. He knows the routine, and I just can't wait, man. I just can't wait to get him on. But we had a good car show this weekend down in Parker. It was very successful. There was a lot of people on at the show, man. The streets were packed. They have a Mexican food restaurant down there, and it's called used to be called Los Delicios, and anyway, they changed the name now, and it's El Delicioso Tex-Mex Mexican food or something like that. Tex-Mex food, and they were involved in the car show for the first time this year, and they had a stand out there, and they were selling breakfast burritos, and I overheard one of the managers or the owners talking to Levi, and he said that they sold over 300 burritos that day, and the lines were just always busy, always packed, and and there was just a lot of great people down there with booths, and old Jeff Lytle, he came down there from Sunrise Rod and Customs. He had a booth right next to ours. We had a lot of activity in our booth, man. We had a lot of people stop by and get stick and talk to us and stuff like that. So, in fact, it was so busy, I only got to film the first portion headed west on Main Street. And I left out probably half, if not more, of the cars. Didn't get over in the parking lot. Didn't get over in the down the other end of Main Street. Plus, I had to do a lot of emceeing of the event, and I was making announcements and doing this, and so that was my last time to be MC for the Car Fest, man. I turned it over to Johnny Satoon. Johnny's gonna handle it, man, and he, he'll do a good job. He does all the DJing there anyway, so it'll be good to talk, let him do it and stuff, and that way I can pay more attention to focusing on the car show and walking up and doing interviews and stuff like that. It was just cut so short, and people pulling me so many different ways that I just I couldn't I couldn't do do the show justice, to be honest with you. But anyway, we did have a good time, and we look forward to. I met an old friend that was I hadn't seen since, man, probably grade school. His name is Lewis Worker, and Lewis and I we hung out back in the day, man, and we became friends through Facebook here just recently in the last 6 months. And I didn't know he lived in Parker, man, but he does, and he cruised down to the show and hung out. We got to talk for a little bit, and we're gonna hook up. And then I had my Goomba come in. Tony Agostino's brother, the cat, he come in and he come down to the show, and Rhonda was down there, Tony's wife, and we had a good turnout, man. Justin brought gave me some flyers from the Black Eyed Pea, and man, I put a bunch of them in the radiator support of the truck, and people come by and they were taking them, and then I walked around and was handing them a bunch out, man. So, and then he come down a little bit later on with some more, walking around handing them all out and stuff. So, I think it was a good success for him. I haven't talked to him yet on how many people showed up today because they had a free breakfast. That's what it was for two, and it could only go today. So I think it's gonna. I think it was a pretty good turnout for him anyway. So anyway, like I said, we are going to be talking to Dean Gunter tonight, and man, I look forward to having him on the show. I really do. We're in some talks with some other people about being on the show and stuff for the rest of the month, and I'm gonna keep silent about that because it seems like every time I mention somebody, they back out or doesn't something happens. So I'm from now on I'm just gonna keep loose or tight-lipped about it, and we'll post it on Facebook and a week before and just go from there. So. But anyway, we like to take a time here for a minute and pay some bills. And that's the only way that this little one horse radio station. Speaking of radio stations, I talked to Johnny Blender today, and Johnny has all the new songs and stuff, and he said my show really did well last week. He said we keep picking up more and more viewers all the time, and he said just keep it up. And he said when we get 4 shows under our belt, this will be the third one on Monday night, and that'll be at 7 o'clock our time. You can listen to the Edge Radio US, and it'll take you right to the link. Will take you right to it. But it's going to be they're going to play some more of my music and stuff, and then when they do 4 shows, he'll take it over to one of the streaming services, and then he puts it up there. So it gives everybody a chance with some at least 4 shows, and then they can listen to them and stuff like that. So everything seems to be working good. That's what I guess I'm trying to say. And so many these widgets have me kind of rattled a little bit, I guess, because of the fact is I'm looking at all these. I have 2 computer screens, but each screen has a different program running in it, and so I've got to watch the phone, I've got to watch this screen, and then I got 2 more screens over here that I'm watching. So I'm busy trying to see if everything's going good. I mean, everybody seems to be hearing everything and stuff like that. So I guess we're good so far. So We're going to go ahead and pay some bills. We'll be right back here on Pedal to the Metal.
You're listening to Pedal to the Metal. Motors and music. Where the engines are loud and the music hits just as hard. Classic cars, hot rods, monster trucks, and the stories behind the builds. Mixed with the music that fuels the ride. From the show field to the arena floor, we bring you the horsepower and the center to match. Stick around, we got more coming your way. But first, a word from our sponsors. Attention hot rodders, custom builders, truck fans, and motorcycle riders! Get ready for the White Buffalo Car Show coming to downtown Snyder, Texas on Saturday, October 3rd, 2026. Cruise into the heart of Snyder and enjoy a full day packed with classic cars, custom trucks, motorcycles, live music, great food, vendors, shopping around the square, and fun for the whole family. With 25 classes, awards, and even a furthest traveled award, there's something for every kind of ride. Registration is just $20, and all proceeds stay local to support area charities and community programs. And don't miss your chance to meet Texas rich with C10 America during this huge downtown celebration. Plus, cruise into the Friday night meet and greet on October 2nd before the band starts rocking. So polish up that chrome, shine those wheels, and head to the White Buffalo Car Show in downtown Snyder, Texas! The White Buffalo Car Show, where horsepower, hometown pride, and Texas tradition come together. When your equipment goes down, your whole day comes to a stop. That's where Garner Repair comes in. Owned and operated by Austin Garner, Garner Repair brings professional, reliable mobile equipment repair right to you. No hauling, no waiting, no wasted time. From engine repair to hydraulic systems to electrical diagnostics and full preventative maintenance, Garner Repair keeps your equipment running strong. Whether you're on a job site, a ranch, or out in the field, Austin shows up ready to get the job done right the first time. Fast response, honest work, dependable service you can trust.
Call 303-588-7940. That's 303-588-7940.
Or email garnerrepair@gmail.com. Garner Repair, keeping your equipment moving so you can keep moving forward. Looking for artwork that stands out from the crowd? Whether you're building a brand, promoting your business, or creating something truly one of a kind, Digitized Ink Co. brings your ideas to life with professional digital artwork and custom design services. From logos and graphics to custom illustrations and creative designs that leave a lasting impression. Digitized Ink Co. combines today's technology with traditional artistic values to give every project the attention it deserves. Need a fresh new look for your business, club, team, or special event? Let Digitized Ink Co. create something you'll be proud to show off. Call today at 435-650-7657. Visit digitizedinkco.com or email digitizedinkco@gmail.com. Digitized Ink Co. Cutting edge design. Tready. And now, we return to Pedal to the Metal. Motors and music. With your host, Roller.
All right, guys, we're back. We're back here in the studio. I'd like to say hi to my brother Bob. Hey, there was a gentleman, a dadgummit, I forgot to write his name down. I knew I'd forget it, but he worked with you at the mill, and he was walking through the car show, and he seen the name on the side of the truck, and he come over and he said, "Are you related to Bob Richards?" I was, "Yeah, he's my dad." He goes, "No, Bob Richards Jr." And I said, "Yeah." He says, "Well, I worked out to the mill with him. I think it was like, I don't know, I want to say Ernie or something like that, man." But and I was gonna write it down, but the booth was just slammed. I mean, I had a lot of people up there, so I do apologize. But he said to tell you hi, so hi from whoever it was, Bob. Okay, sorry about that. But no, we had a good show, man. That's all I can say. It was really a good show. Like I said, it will be my last show to go ahead and MC. There's you just don't have time to do all kinds of things that you want to do. Like especially around the noon hour. They you don't have time to film the awards. You don't have time to film the rumble. I mean, there's so many different things that would really make good content for the show, and I just don't have time to do it, man. I'm busy on the microphone and stuff like that. So you know what? I did it for I think 3 or 4 years. So cool. It's good, and Johnny Satoon, he'll take over and he'll do a great job. So we didn't have a very much of a chance, as you well know, of doing any songs. We did squeeze in one though this week, not to mention the stuff that we were doing for Dean and stuff. And then I made a song for the Colorado Auctioneers Association and stuff like that, and that turned out to be a pretty good deal because of the fact is they're going to play that music when people are walking into the Friday night dinner, and then I'm going to be filming Friday night at the Ringman competition and the fun auction, and then I'm going to come back during the day on Saturday, and I am going to and plus they're going to have, I don't know who they're inducting, but they're going to have the Hall of Fame inductee for the Colorado Auctioneers Association. They were going to have me do it, but I think they're going to. What is my TikTok name? Yeah, sure, Debbie. Okay, I don't know. I didn't know I had a TikTok name. I really didn't. I guess I'll find out though, and I'll answer that question here later on in the show. But I didn't know that I had a TikTok name. That's funny. That proves to you how much I know. You know what I mean? But anyway, so Saturday I'm going to listen to Ralph Wade. I'm going to go there. We're not going to film anything there. Maybe get an interview with him and maybe try to get him on the show. That would be awesome. But then we're going to do the live auction contest for the auctioneers on Saturday night. And then whoever wins the Ringman competition and whoever wins the auctioneer, I am going to give them a night on the show. So we'll set that up for. So anyway, and I was on TikTok, or I am been on TikTok, Debbie, but I'm not sure what it is. I mean, of course I go by Roller, but I think I know what you're talking about, and I think I can probably get that here in a little bit. Though I'll just have to go here on my phone and pick it up and do it that way. So I'll let you know here before the show's over with. So anyway, it worked out pretty good for me. So I'm going to get to do the Ringman and the fun auction live on. That'll be brought to you live on the show. And then of course, the Auctioneers Championship will be brought to you live. And then we're going to talk to the winner of the Auctioneer and the winner of the Ringman, and we're going to give them a night on the show where they can call and talk and about their new found fame. So we'll see what's going on and go from there. So the one song that we did, or that I did, I always say we. I don't know why. If I say we, it's just me, myself, and I, okay? And that's all who does this down here. So I guess it's like winking, blinking, and nod, okay? So anyway, the name of the song that I wrote is called When Summer Goes Cold. We'll be right back here on Pedal the Metal, Motors and Music.
The river runs clear through the aspen shade, where the high country wildflowers grow. There's an old screen door on a weathered cabin, and a rocking chair out by the road. You learn to enjoy every warm summer day, 'cause up here summer soon goes cold. By August the nights start coming on early. There's a chill when the sun settles down. First frost shines silver on the meadow grass, and the aspens start turning around. The elk move down from the timberline, and the bears know what nobody told. There's a change in the wind off the continental divide that says summer is starting to go cold. When summer goes cold in the Rockies, and gold starts covering the hills, there's smoke from a chimney at sundown, and snow waiting high on the hills. You can feel Mother Nature turning the page, like a story 1,000 years old. There's a beauty that comes with the changing of time, when summer in the mountains goes cold. The trout stream slow in the morning. There's ice round the edge of the pond. The geese draw a line across the western sky, headed south before winter comes on. The firewood stacked by the back porch wall, and the old wool blankets unfold. Another Rocky Mountain summer slips away, when the nights start turning cold. When summer goes cold in the Rockies, and gold starts covering the hills, there's smoke from a chimney at sundown, and snow waiting high on the hills. You can feel Mother Nature turn the page, like a story 1,000 years old. There's a beauty that comes with the changing of time, when summer in the mountains goes cold. Seems life ain't much different than seasons. We all get our moment to shine.
Then the colors change and the years roll on, and nothing can hold back time. So I'll thank the Lord for the warm days I've had and the memories I'll always hold. 'Cause there's something worth loving in every season, even when summer goes cold. When summer goes cold in the Rockies and the first snow covers the pines, there's a fire burning warm in the window and a peace you just can't describe. Another year turns neath that Colorado sky, another chapter quietly close, and I'll still call these mountains heaven on earth, even when summer goes cold. There's still some snow on the mountain peaks, though July is warm down below. The river runs clear through the aspen shade, where the high country wildflowers grow. And there's an old screen door on the weather cabin, and a rocking chair out by the road. You learn to enjoy every warm summer day, 'cause up here summer soon goes cold. By August the nights start coming on early. There's a chill when the sun settles down. First frost shines silver on the meadow grass, and the aspen.
Well, there you go. Widgets. They're happening. There, I didn't touch nothing. And it just switched songs. The widgets are amongst us. So, Bob, to answer your question, no, he did not say what part of the mill that you guys worked at. He just said that he worked there with you. And he said worked there with you for like 4 or 5 years, I think, or something like that. But anyway, yeah, I don't know. And then, yeah, man, you worked there for 44 years, so a lot of people knew who you were, guaranteed. And Carter, I guess you looked it up. I thought it was Jeff Roller at Jeff Richards 427, but you say it's a Roller at Jeff Richards 50. So that's what it must be, if that's what you looked it up. So I don't want to doubt your abilities, young lady. I'll guarantee you that right now. This next song is what I made for the Colorado Auctioneers Association, and it's called More Than a Trophy. We'll be right back here on Pedal to the Metal, Motors and Music. Keep those thumbs up and those hearts going, guys. I need them. We got to go. We got to make this go to the next level. Keep those thumbs up and those hearts going.
I was young when I first heard that rhythm roll. That auction chant got down inside my soul. With a microphone and a dream in my hand, I practiced every evening just to understand. Every number, every breath, every word had to land. I wanted to earn my place behind that stand. I knew being good wasn't good enough for me. there was a better auctioneer I wanted to be. So I packed my bags and headed down the road to learn from the people who already know. Colorado auctioneers, side by side, passing down a craft we carry with pride. There's always something more to learn, and respect is something you have to earn. It's more than a trophy, more than first place, more than hearing your name and seeing that smile on your face. It's every class, every lesson, every mile along the way, every auctioneer who took the time to show you a better way. And if someday they call my name, I'll remember why I came to represent Colorado with honor and pride, and help the next young auctioneer coming up behind. Yeah, winning's an honor, but here's what it means to me. I'm carrying the pride of the CAA with me. At the convention I sit in the front row seat, listening to the best talk business with me, learning the rules, learning right from wrong, how reputation keeps a career running strong, contracts and ethics, laws we need to know, how to treat the seller and work that auction floor. Then it's contest day and my heart beats fast. All those hours of practice come down to this at last. I straighten my tie, take a long deep breath, step to the microphone and give it my best. 'Cause whether I win or I walk away, I'm a better auctioneer than I was yesterday. It's more than a trophy, more than first place, more than hearing your name and seeing that smile on your face. It's every class, every lesson, every mile along the way, every auctioneer who took the time to show you a better way. And if someday they call my name, I'll remember why I came to represent Colorado with honor and pride, and help the next young auctioneer coming up behind. Yeah, winning's an honor, but here's what it means to me. I'm carrying the pride of the CAA with me. Someday there'll be a young kid standing where I stood, wondering if he'll ever be that good. I'll shake his hand and tell him, take your time, learn the business, respect the craft, and you'll be fine. Because somebody once believed in me, now it's my turn to be what they used to be. A teacher, a mentor, a steady hand, helping another auctioneer take that stand. It's more than a trophy, more than first place. It's representing every auctioneer across this state. It's education, competition, friendship, and pride, standing for this profession with Colorado by your side. And if they ever call my name, I'll never forget from where I came. I'll wear that championship with humility and give something back to this industry, because the greatest prize ain't hanging on a wall, it's helping somebody else when it's their turn to call. From the mountains to the plains, that's what it means to me. Standing proud with the CAA and my auction family. Keep learning, keep calling, keep passing it down, because a champion isn't only the one who wins, it's the one who helps build the next one.
All right, there you go. That's for the CAA. I guess that's what they're going to be playing as people are coming in to dinner on Friday night and stuff like that. I'm not sure the exact protocol or what they're going to be doing and stuff. So, I'm really blessed to have such good friends out there. I got my buddy Texas Rich, who's in here, and he's starting his program here pretty soon called New Music Mondays, and his program is based on all of my music, and he's got a large, he's really close to 90,000 viewers, followers on Facebook, and excuse me, he's got a large following for New Music Mondays, and that's picked me up a lot of viewers and stuff. And then there's Johnny Blender on the Edge Radio. Uh, he he's just amazing too. He's given me an hour on his show uh, every Monday night, and in fact, Rich's program's not starting tonight. It's starting on Monday at 7 o'clock Colorado time, be 8 o'clock Central time. Anyway, Johnny gives me an hour on his show, and I get to send him different music each week, and he plays it. And his music goes out worldwide, and he has a big listening group in the U.S. military. And I made a song last week about the ship called the USS New York. And the USS New York was created out of steel from the Twin Towers. So this ship has been repurposed from the towers into a ship that fights for America, man. And what a tribute, So I make this song, and all of a sudden Johnny calls me back or texts me back, and he goes, "I just sent this song of yours to the Secretary of Defense or something." No, not that. Anyway, they're the ones that being played and different, and let them listen to it and all that. And he has a big connection with the military. He's tied in pretty tight with them. And anyway, last week we played it for the first time, and he played it on several of his shows that are other shows, not just mine. And I guess there was a big military presence listening to the show, so it was really pretty cool that they liked it and everything like that. So anyway, he's going to play it again this week on the show and stuff like that. So I thought for you folks that just tuned in and hadn't heard it yet, I would go ahead and play the shout out for the people at the USS New York, and then go right into the song. And the name of the song is called Steel in Her Bows. So this is what the people are hearing on the radio, the Edge Radio US, right here.
Hey, this is Roller from Pedal to the Metal Motors and Music. I'd like to give a special shout out to all the men and women serving aboard the USS New York LPD 21. We appreciate everything you do and every sacrifice you make. We know you've got our backs, and we want you to know that we've got yours. From all of us here, thank you for your service, and stay safe out there. Now stay tuned for some of my music right here on the Edge Radio US. This song goes out to the men and women of the USS New York, LPD 21. From a September morning when the whole world changed, from smoke above Manhattan and a nation wrapped in pain, they gathered up the steel where those mighty towers stood, and America said, build her strong and make that memory good. 7.5 tons were given life again, not buried in the ashes, but carried by women and men. Now she wears the name New York upon her battle gray, and carries those we lost with her every mile she makes. From ground zero to the ocean, from the harbor to the blue, there's a piece of American history sailing with her crew. There's steel in her bow and courage on her decks, a promise to remember and a debt we won't forget. Sailors stand and watch tonight, Marines prepared to go, guarding all we love beneath that red, white, and blue. When the sea gets rough and the night comes down, they stand there watching, they hold their ground. Strength forged through sacrifice, that's the vow. God bless the men and women with steel in her bow. Some work beneath the waterline where daylight never shines. Some turn the wrenches, tend the engines, keep her running through the night. Some stand upon the flight deck with the salt against their face. Some leave that well deck headed toward an unfamiliar place. There are mothers, sons, and daughters. There are husbands, wives, and friends who kiss the ones they love goodbye, not knowing when they'll meet again. They don't ask for recognition, they just answer when they're called. And the name across that stern reminds them what they carry for us all. And somewhere back in New York, a name is carved in stone. A family still remembers someone who never made it home. But part of what was taken still sails the world somehow. The towers may be gone, but their strength is in her bow. USS New York, LPD 21. Born from sacrifice, still sailing strong. Here's to every sailor who has walked her passageways, and every United States Marine who served aboard her grave. You carry New York City, you carry those we lost, you carry first responders who never counted up the cost. And wherever New York sails, beneath the stars of morning sun, America remembers September 11, 2001. There's steel in her bow and courage on her decks, a promise to remember and a debt we won't forget. Sailors stand and watch tonight, Marines prepared to go, guarding all we love beneath that red, white, and blue. Let the whole world hear it when her colors fly. She was born from sorrow, but she sails with pride. Strength forged through sacrifice, that's the vow. God bless the men and women with steel in her bow. USS New York, LPD 21. Strength forged through sacrifice. Never forget.
Ladies and gentlemen, thank you for your service. We appreciate you very much. Please come home safe. You know, Debbie and Rich, y'all are just so funny. Yes, so funny. You're making me laugh. Really, you're all sitting there trying to act like you're trying to tell me what it is. Yeah, I hope you don't put it under it, and all that. Blah, blah. You guys didn't give me nothing. Anyway, I haven't seen anything either, so there. So just there. But you know what time it is? It's time to get those gum cigarettes out. So if you got them, get them out and let's smoke, okay? Yeah, we're smoking right here. Smoking the gum cigarettes. Anyway, guys, I got a buddy. His name's Tony Agostino. And I'm always, you know, he's always just being a whiner. He's always being a whiner. I don't know why. I just don't know why he's always being a whiner. So I made a song for him, and it's called "Why Am I a Whiny Bitch?" And so now, instead of telling him all the time, "You're just being a whiny bitch, shut up," I just tell him, "Do I need to play the song for you?" So there's Tony's song. This is called "Why Am I a Whiny Bitch?"
Yeah. I woke up this morning, coffee wasn't hot, burned my toast a little, and I completely lost a plot. Couldn't find my truck keys, they were hanging by the door. Started cussing at the ceiling, stomping circles on the floor. My buddy said, "Man, you complain about everything." I said, "No, I don't." Then my damn phone didn't ring. I stood there for a minute thinking, son of a bitch. Then I caught myself and wondered, why am I a whiny bitch? Every little thing just makes me twitch. If the beer ain't cold, if the Wi-Fi quits, I'm throwing me another little hissy fit. I'm a grown-ass man, I should handle this, but something goes wrong and I'm instantly pissed. I don't know when I turned into this. Why am I a whiny bitch? I called up my buddy, said, let's go eat. Grab some burgers, tacos, barbecue meat. One said, can't today. Another said, got plans. Third one didn't answer. Well, ain't that just grand? I said, fine, I didn't want to go anyway. Then I texted them again about 10 minutes later that day. Where you guys going? Who you going with? Good Lord Almighty, I'm a whiny bitch. Why am I a whiny bitch? Every little thing just makes me twitch. Nobody's free when I wanna eat. Now I'm sitting home mad with nutty buddies at my feet. I'm a grown-ass man, I should handle this. Instead I'm pouting cause my buddies had plans and shit. Somebody tell me how I ended up like this. Why am I a whiny bitch? I was 30,000 feet up somewhere over Tennessee. Got a meatball sandwich sitting right in front of me. Took one big bite, sauce went everywhere, and one big meatball launched clean through the air. Hit the floor, started rolling down the aisle. I watched that little bastard travel half a mile. Rolled under 12A, then 13B, and I'm on my damn knees yelling, come back to me. I'm crawling past strangers, reaching under seats. Some lady moved her handbag, some kid kicked it with his feet. Flight attendant said, sir, you need to sit. I said, you don't understand, that's part of my sandwich. There I was, 30,000 feet in the sky, on my hands and knees, chasing a meatball down the aisle like it owed me money. And that's when it hit me, not the meatball, the truth. Why am I a whiny bitch? I'm crawling through an airplane, throwing a fit. I paid $12 for that sandwich, damn it. And I want every meatball that came with it. I'm a grown-ass man on my hands and knees, yelling, somebody check underneath 14D. The whole damn plane thinks I finally flipped. Why am I a whiny bitch? My friends always tell me, here's the picture, but you're not in it. If my order's wrong, I bitch. If the line's too long, I bitch. If my buddies are busy, I bitch. If my meatball gets away, oh buddy, I really bitch. Maybe I need therapy. Maybe I need a beer. Maybe everybody else
stop pissing me off around here.
Why am I a whiny bitch? Seems like lately that's my natural pitch. Lunch plans fail, meatballs roll. Every minor problem takes a major toll. Someday I'll grow up and get over it. Learn to laugh and just deal with shit. But until that glorious day exists,
I'll probably still be a whiny
bitch.
bitch. Hey, anybody want to go to lunch? No? Well, screw you guys. No? Well, screw you guys.
There you go. That goes out to my Goomba, Tony Agostino. And the reason why the meatball sandwich is, it didn't happen to him, but he's an Italian guy, and when he goes flying, he takes an emergency meatball sandwich with him, just in case he gets stuck somewhere and they don't have food for him. So he does like his food. Anyway, this next song here is a song that really goes out to my heart. It really does. My niece Tawny, her and her husband, they just had a little baby, and they named her Skylar. And of course, me being the guy that I am, I had to make her a song, man. And her name is Skylar, and I am going to call her Sky. I don't know why that name come to me, but and I hope that Tawny and Brandon and all the grandparents don't get mad at me, but that's what this great Uncle Jeff's going to call this little girl. I haven't met her yet, but I already love her so much. This is called My Little Sky.
Just a little after midnight on Saturday, June 6th, 2026. An angel touched the earth below and filled our hearts with bliss. 8 pounds and 1 ounce of sunshine, 21 and a half inches long. And Mary Schuyler Compton, sweet girl, you're right where you belong. The world had only met you for a moment, maybe two, but hearts were already overflowing, waiting just for you. Sky, that's what this great uncle of yours is gonna call you. Oh, sky, little sky, you don't know it yet, but you're wrapped in a million prayers and a whole lot of love, you can bet. Grandmas and grandpas smiling, mom and dad holding on tight, the Comptons and the Richards thanking God for you that night. And if you ever need somebody when life's road gets steep and high, you'll always have a friend in me, my little sky. Learn to walk and learn to run and chase your dreams someday. You'll scrape a knee, you'll shed some tears, you'll find your own way. You'll discover who you're meant to be and spread your wings and fly. But no matter where life takes you, you'll never walk alone, my sweet sky. There'll be uncles and great uncles, aunts and great aunts too, standing in your corner, cheering everything you do. Oh, sky, little sky,
thanking God for you that night. And if you ever need somebody when life's road gets steep and high, you'll always have a friend in me, my little sky. And one day when you're older, maybe sitting down over a plate of trees, we'll talk about this crazy world and all life's mysteries. Just like I did with your mama, them trees will be our bond, and we'll laugh and tell our stories, just you and I, my little one. And if the world feels heavy or your dreams seem hard to find, remember there's a great uncle who'll always make the time. Oh, sky, sweet sky, you've been loved from the very start. Before you ever opened your eyes, you were living in our hearts. The Comptons and the Richards, two families joined by grace, and you've already brought more joy than words could ever say. So whenever you need somebody, no matter where you fly, I'll always be right here for you, my little sky. Just a little after midnight on Saturday, June 6th, 2026, God sent us Emery Skyler, a precious little gift. 8 pounds and 1 ounce of sunshine, and 21 and a half inches long. And from the moment you arrived, you gave our hearts a song. My little sky, you're loved so much, more than you'll ever know, by the Comptons and the Richards, and all the lives you'll touch as you grow.
Boy, I can't wait to meet that little girl. I'm going to- What the heck is that going on here? Widgets. The widgets are amongst us. I tell you, they just show up whenever they can. And they never come announced. They just show up and just mess with my mind. I'll guarantee you that right now. All right. This next song right here, guys, is out of a Car Song album that I have, and it's called Car Songs, of course. And this is called Down on Route 66.
We hadn't spoken much in a couple years, both too proud to face our fears. But one July morning he called my name, said, son, let's take a little ride, it's time to fix some things. Pulled the tarp off that old Bel Air, faded red and white chrome everywhere. Said she's been sitting since '89, but she still got heart, kinda like mine. Down on Route 66, just me and him, chasing the sun, let the healing begin. From the Cadillac Ranch to the Blue Swallow sign, my dad again. We stayed at the Wigwam Motel that night. Stars burning bright in the desert light. He told me about the dreams he chased, the ones he lost, the ones that stayed. We rolled through Tucumcari and Santa Fe, two lost souls finding our way. Stop a pie at a roadside stand, he reached across and shook my hand down on Route 66. Just me and him, chasing the sun, let the healing begin. From the Cadillac Ranch to the Blue Swallow sign, laughing about the past as the white lines unwind. Somewhere between the dust and the wind, I found my dad again. Now the years roll by like highway miles, and I still see his crooked smile. That 56 sits in my garage, and I swear I hear his voice each time she starts. One day I'll take my own boat down that road, show him the stories the asphalt told. From the Wigwam lights to the Santa Monica sand, he'll know who I am, and I'll understand. 'Cause somewhere between the dust and the wind, a father and a son can start again, yeah. On old Route 66, we'll find each other again. Come on! Friday night, small town glow, neon buzz and the radio low. Pulled up slow by the old car wash, just me and the boys letting time get lost. Shined a chrome under parking lot lights, laughing loud, yeah, we on those nights. Picked up friends, piled in tight, windows down in the summer night. We didn't know it then, but man, we had it all. Every mile we drove, we were standing tall. Those were our sweet memories, cruising slow through our golden years. Million miles on a two-lane dream, black top hearts and gasoline, V8 motors thundering loud, shaking glass all through downtown. Camaros, Mustangs, Mopars too. Everybody asking who's gonna rule. Girls waving, hey, take me for a ride. Young hearts burning under neon lights. Yeah, we didn't know just what we had, but looking back, man, it don't get better than that. Those Main Street memories, music blasting from every door, different songs, but we we all wanted more. Headlights lined up, engines red. Friday nights felt like heaven instead. Everybody had a name and a ride, a reputation on the line with pride. From the stoplight down to the edge of town, we lay it down when the sun went down. Yeah, word got around when the fast cars came. Every race out there made a name. Those were all Main Street memories. Cruising slow through our golden years. Million miles on a two-lane dream. Blacktop hearts and gasoline. V8 motors thundering loud. Shaking glass all through downtown. Camaros, Mustangs, Mopar too. Everybody asking who's gonna rule. Girls waving, hey, take me for a ride. Young hearts burning under neon lights. Yeah, we didn't know just what we had, but looking back, man, it don't get better than that. Those Main Street memories. Now those nights live in rearview glass, faded just a little, but they still last. Every laugh, every turn, every street light glow. Still riding shotgun in my soul. Yeah, those Main Street memories still running wild inside of me. Million miles, but I'd go again, just to be back there with my friends. V8 motors rolling through time. Still hear that thunder in my mind. Arrows, Mustangs, Mopar pride. Still hear echoes when I close my eyes. Girls waving like time stood still. And somehow deep down it always will. Yeah, we didn't know just what we had, but those were the best days we'll never get back. Those Main Street memories. Ah!
I was 16, sweeping floors for a little pay at that old speed shop down on Highway 8. Chrome bumper shining, smell of gasoline. Those old boys taught me more than any school had ever dreamed. When that speed shop first opened up the doors, lead sleds and 32 deuce coupes rolled across the floor. T-bucket roadsters and Hildebrand parts, lakeside pipes, Offenhauser hearts. Then came the GTOs, Camaros, and Stangs. Road runners rumbling, the streets all sang. Now it's tuned by computer, order by mail. The sound and the rumble are gone, what a tale. Now that old speed shop's a memory on a map, replaced by condos and some online apps. Ain't no counter talk or grease-stained hands, just shipping times and checkout plans. Yeah, I miss the days when a man could stop and find a little magic in that old speed shop. Those guys behind the counter, they were wrenches through and through. They knew every bolt and gasket, what worked and what blew. Didn't need no laptop telling them what's wrong. They'd walk back
grab the part and you'd be fixed before long. Now that old speed shop's a ghost in my mind, where knowledge came from years and time. Now it's all click, ship, and hope it fits. No handshake deals or greasy wits. Yeah, I miss the days when a man could stop and talk horsepower dreams. And that old speed shop. Sometimes I drive by where that old place stood, close my eyes and smell the rubber and wood, hear the laughter, the stories, the engines roar. Wish I could walk through that glass door once more. Now it's cardboard boxes on a porch at dawn, but the heart of that shop still keeps rolling on. And every car I build, every bolt I drop, lives a piece of that soul from that old speed shop. Yeah, I was just a kid when my dreams got lit by the spark of a socket and the smell of grit. Times have changed, but I can't stop thinking about my life. And that old speed shop.
Hey, Pueblo, Colorado, shine 'em up and roll 'em out. The streets are coming alive for the fiesta at Mercado. Motors, truck, bike, and car show. Saturday, September 12th, 2026, from noon till 5 at Mercado Motors, 2834 Lake Avenue in Pueblo. Bring the whole family out for an afternoon packed with lowriders, hot rods, classic cars, trucks, motorcycles, SUVs, and those beautiful lowrider bikes. Enjoy live entertainment, food vendors, family activities, mechanical bull, kids area, raffles, trophies, and non-stop fun. Chrome will shine, engines will rumble, and Pueblo will celebrate car culture the way it was meant to be. The Fiesta at Mercado Motors Truck, Bike, and Car Show. Saturday, September 12th, noon to 5. Don't just hear about it. Be there!
Fiesta Mercado Motors, man, that's going to be a good one. I wish I could be there, but I got to work that weekend, so I won't be able to make it. So, I was going to do one more, but if I'm going to get more and more like a real radio station, I got to stay on the dial, man. I got to stay on the radio dial. So right now, ladies and gentlemen, it's time to call Colonel Dean Gunter and see what he's up to. Let's just see if we can get a hold of him, see if it's going to work. Tell you here in just a second. Yeah, we got dial tone.
Roller.
Is this Dino the buying machino?
Yes, sir.
What's
Good
up?
to hear your voice.
Good to hear you, sir. What's up, man? How you been?
Good. How are you?
I'm doing good. I know you went to church today. Did you say a small prayer for me today? I felt like somebody did. So I needed it.
Always, always.
Well, thank you. If you did, it would be an all-day job. I mean, that's the kind of prayers I need. But no, man. Number one, thank you for being on the show, Dean. I really appreciate it. I uh, I've started this deal with the auctioneers, and it's really become kind of everybody's listening, and kind of everybody likes it. They like to hear the stories and stuff. And Haley was on last on Sunday and on Wednesday, I mean, and it was really a good interview, and we've had all kinds of people on. So I just felt bad that I hadn't asked you, and I knew it was time. I knew it was time to get Dino on. So, Dean, why don't we just start off at the beginning, growing up as a kid, and you going, to auctions and stuff with your dad, and let's just
Mhm.
start there.
All right, Jeff. I guess I should say Roller. Roller, I grew up in a really small logging town, about 1,500 people. It went up to 3,000, I think, at one time. And my dad used to go to auctions and buy oh furniture and these estate sales and stuff. And he took me with me, and I loved the auction chant. Always have. I just love the rhythm, the excitement, the generation it brings about in people's heart, and it's just a lot of fun. And Roller, what you're doing here with Pedal to the Metal Motors and Music is phenomenal.
Well, thank
I
you.
just I love your songs. The one you wrote for me is amazing. After you wrote it, I talked to my boy. He called me and he said, it brought a tear to my eye just listening to the story, because it's music with a purpose, and I just think that's awesome.
Well, Dino, you've got an amazing story. I mean, I've known you for a lot of years, and I've
Yeah.
really never known your story, and that's what's something that I loved. Why I love creating the song for everybody, because I get to know more about the person that I'm interviewing. And I mean, I I was totally amazed at everything that you have done in your life. I mean, like I told you when we first started doing this, you've done more than most people will do in a lifetime, and you're still rocking and rolling out there.
Well, it's been a great ride. The Lord has blessed me. I can't tell you how much. He's my Savior, my God, my Redeemer, and I get a lot of wisdom from Him. He imparts it into me. But I started out in Washington State, uh, and went to, graduated from a little high school there and played football there. Had a scholarship for college, but my dad thought it would be better for me to go in the Marine Corps, and so that's what I did. Went in the Marine Corps in 1975,
Wow.
and graduated from boot camp, and they shipped me off to the USS Midway. I don't know if you want me to tell this story or not, but I
Well,
can.
we could, like I told you before, this show we jump around a lot. You know,
Mm-hmm.
we go
Mm-hmm.
from what you're doing now to back when you were a kid. So we jump all over. So if you've got a story that you think is really important right now, let's tell it, man. I mean, let's listen. So yeah, go ahead and tell it.
Well, I'll make it quick and short, just so they can, the audience and people listening, and you can get an idea of what happened. After boot camp, I went on the Midway. The Midway, big aircraft carrier. It is a museum in San Diego.
Hmm.
Right now, you can visit it and tour it. Me and my family have. Uh, it went into dry dock in Yokosuka, Japan, and so they took all of us Marines and they shipped us off to a school that the Navy puts on. A lot of people call it BUDS. It's Navy Diving and Salvage School, basically, and it's like a boot camp. I just can't tell you what every the people that know about it. It's just grueling. And anyways, after that, the I went back to my unit and was serving as a Marine guard on board the Midway, and had a Marine Corps officer come walking through. He was my executive officer, recon Marine. Comes walking. I had all these sailors that were in the brig with me, and they were cleaning the passageway. And as soon as an officer walks in, they are supposed to get up and face the bulkhead. And so I'll tell them, get up and face the bulkhead. And so they're all supposed to do that. Well, one of the sailors looked up and saw it was a Marine officer, and you can probably tell he didn't get up.
Uh-huh.
So I helped him out. I helped him up against the wall.
Being the nice guy that you are.
Being the nice guy that I am, turned around, saluted the officer, and said, "The passageway is clear, sir." And he went by me and goes, "Hoorah!" And next thing I know, I had orders to drill instructor school for the Marine Corps,
Wow.
and we went on, and that was in 1977. And in drill instructor school, the I got a Red Seal warrant, promotion to sergeant, meritorious promotion to sergeant, for all that I had accomplished on the Midway. And from there, I went to college and ended up getting my commission as an officer. I don't know if I told you that before or not, but I did.
Uh-huh.
And anyway, I wanted to spend time with my family, and the Marine Corps wasn't going to allow me to do that. So I made the choice to go ahead and leave, and I got into the car business
Right.
and went to work for a little dealership up in Fort Angeles, Washington, called Dan Wilder Volkswagen, and great people. From there, you know the rest of the story. I met Paul C. Bear, and at the auctions, I bought a little store called Mile High Car Company. Uh, a, a guy and his son and his wife were running it, and uh, anyways, they sold it to me, and we moved into Colorado Springs. I had my son and one other guy with me, and we I got air mattresses and frozen pizzas, and that's how we started.
Right. Well, Dean,
Yeah.
before you get any farther into that, uh, did being when you went to visit the Midway with your family and stuff, and it was
Mhm.
in dry dock and stuff, did it bring back a lot of memories? And I bet you the tour with you being on the ship itself with your family anyway was even a better tour. Did it bring back a lot of memories?
Oh, a ton, a ton. We I took them down to I could they wouldn't let us go all the way into my barracks that we were in, but
Uh huh.
we went to the brig that I ran, and I took them down there and showed them that, and yeah, it was just a flood of memories.
Could you picture yourself as I mean, sitting there while you were enlisted and all that? I mean, could you just imagine yourself going back in there in that time and being in there watching? I mean, you know what I'm trying to get at? Are you there?
I'm here.
Okay.
We got we got
Okay, I
we got
thought I
we got
lost you for a second there. I thought I lost you for and we have widgets in the building tonight, so yeah,
Mhm.
we will lose. Have all kinds of funny things happening. So I might ask some ridiculous questions every once in a while. But no, what I was getting at is uh, you know, being there with your family and stuff. Did you let anybody on the ship know that hey, I served on this ship? Huh.
No, I'm getting you twice, roller. So you tell me, and then I get a second version of it. I don't know why it's repeating itself, but it is. I'll try to answer it the first time though.
Okay.
No, I didn't tell anybody. We just went and toured and had a great time.
Uh huh. Okay. All right. So let's see here. Where did you go? Where did you? Where was your MSO? Your job in the Marine Corps?
Well, when you're a drill instructor, that's what you do. I was in the infantry, um, so I was basically what they call an 0311 bullet catcher. Um, we were in the infantry units in the Marine Corps.
Uh huh.
That was my MOS. That was what I did. Yep.
All right.
Running up and down mountains with guns and shooting
well,
and
y-
lo- and loving it.
that's good though. And so let's talk about this. The story you told me about the general that said, if you ever need anything, you give me a call, and kind of start at the beginning, meeting that general, or he wasn't a general at the time, but meeting that officer and
Mhm.
going through what you did, and say his name or whatever, and then also tell us what happened when you really needed him, when you called in that favor.
Mhm. Yeah, I was a Marine drill instructor, Second Recruit Training Battalion, MCRD San Diego. California. He was the battalion commander. His name was Colonel H.C. Stackpole III.
Uh huh.
And he was my head officer in charge of me. But my tour was ending, and he called me in his office and wanted to promote me meritoriously to the next rank if I would stay. And I told him my dad needed me, so I was going to get out. I might go in the reserves. He said, anyways, really, really an amazing guy, war hero, medals and ribbons from covering his whole chest. Um, just an amazing guy. Anyways, he looked at me and well, Sergeant Gunner, if you ever need me, call me. I'm going to give you a letter of commendation for your service as a Marine DI and grade you in the top 3% of all drill instructors. And I thought that was a great award.
Yeah.
And so I've kept that letter, of course, through the years. And anyways, I went ahead and stepped out, went to work with my dad, and got into reserves, and made the decision. You know what? I love the Marine Corps. I want to get back in. And so we went over to Spokane, Washington. I was married to my wife Esther then, um, and she was always a great supporter of me and everything that I did. So I went over to Spokane and was talking to, excuse me, the recruiters there, and they said, "Well, we're going to have to bust you to a corporal, and then you can go in." And I said, "Well, I want to make one phone call first." He said, "Okay." So I called MCRD San Diego and talked to a sergeant major down there, and he goes, "Well, Colonel Stackpole's not here anymore. And by the way, he's not a colonel; he's a general now. He's the general of First Marine Division at Camp Pendleton, California. Here's his. I can give you the number for his sergeant major." I said, "Absolutely." He gave me the number. I called him. He answers the phone. "Sergeant Major, so and so, just barking at me. And I said, "I need to talk to the general." He told me that if I ever needed him, I could call him. So next thing I know, the general's on the phone, and he was just as unbelievable for a general. But he said, "Sergeant Gunner, I will never ever forget you. What can I do for you?" And I said, "Well, I'm trying to get back in the Marine Corps, and I need some help. They want to bust me to a corporal and then put me in." And he says, "That ain't happening. You stay right where you're at." I told him where I was. He says, "You stay right where you're at." He called headquarters Marine Corps, got me reinstated, full rank, privileges, everything.
Wow.
They they called. That recruiter came out to me and goes, "I don't know how it happened." He said, "But you're going to First Tank Battalion, uh, full rank and privileges."
Wow.
And yeah, he was a neat guy. Neat guy.
Guaranteed. It was nice to have him in your corner. Do you keep up with him, or did you keep up with him even after you got out again?
I'm not sure exactly where he's at. I know he moved on up to Washington State, and I had somebody told me that they thought he passed. I'm not sure.
Uh huh.
But he was a phenomenal leader. I mean, he was a leader of men, one of the great, great military leaders we had.
That's amazing, man. That's amazing that he did that for you, and that he helped you, later on in your career too.
Hmm.
Uh, what do you remember the most about your time as being a drill instructor?
Hmm. There's 100 stories I could tell you, Roller,
Uh huh.
about being a DI and engaging, encountering different privates and some of the things that you had to do to. And the idea was to turn him into a Marine,
Uh huh.
turn him into a leader, turn him into having a person with purpose. And these guys came from broken families and homes, and some of them were going to the Marine Corps or going to jail, and so they weren't. We had to really put the pressure on them, and we held up that name Marine for sure. One day I was up in Edison Range, which is at Camp Pendleton, where we qualified everybody on the range with their rifle and their pistol. When we finished that, we went into a 2-week period of mess and maintenance, or all people that failed on the rifle range, we picked them up, brought them in, and retrained them. Well, the first thing I did was put them in what we called a pit. I took that whole group of, they assigned me to them, by the way. So I put them in a pit, and they're throwing sand up and dust, and they're coughing, they're choking. I'm on your belly, on your back, on your feet, on your belly, on your back, on your feet. And I'm sending them up into the barracks one at a time. And I got down to this one guy who I knew, was a problem. He had turned and unleashed on some privates and a DI, and got thrown in jail.
Hmm.
And I was given him to pick him up and work with him. So I left. I put sent everybody else up, and I kept him in that pit on your belly, on your back, on your feet. He finally reaches down and he's just dying. I can't tell you. That seems like yesterday it happened. He grabs two fistful of sand, throws them on the ground, and he says, "I quit. I'm not doing this anymore." I jumped in the middle of that sand pit and grabbed him, threw him on the ground, and put my foot boot right behind his head, shoved his feet in the sand. He was spitting out sand, and I said, "Nobody quits on me. You're not going to quit on me ever. Do you understand me?" And he said, "Yes, sir." I sent him back up, and he ended up being one of my best privates after
Did he
that.
really?
Never had a leader, never had a dad. The Marine Corps became his family.
Wow. And I mean, I guess in a way, you were that authority figure that he needed, huh?
Yeah, at that time, a long time ago, Roller.
Yeah, that's amazing. Let's see here. Did you serve overseas or have any deployment during the Marine Corps career?
Not too much. I was on the Midway when we were in Japan. We had a couple situations that happened, um, where we were attacked. Basically, it never made the news, but we resisted them and put them off. There were nukes on board the Midway, and they weren't supposed to be there. But now it's a dry dock. I guess I had a security clearance. I guess I can say it now.
Right.
We were there. If you tour the Midway, you'll see a little security place where a Marine standing, and that's where they went down and to work on the nukes. And we see let them in and let them out.
How many people was on the Midway at one time? I mean, officers and everything like that. How many people were aboard the ship?
3 to 5 thousand.
My goodness, that. I mean, it's hard for some. I mean, I've seen an aircraft carrier. I've been on one, in dry dock, and
Mhm.
uh, but how do you explain to somebody that's never seen one how big this ship really is? I mean, they're so massive. I don't know how to
Mhm.
begin to tell them.
Yeah, and look at a football field, and it's bigger than the football field.
That's the easiest way. I mean, that's a more
Yeah, yeah.
common sense way for everybody to
Yeah.
understand,
Uh-huh.
But there's multi levels. There's
Oh
all
yeah.
kinds of different. How many different levels are on an aircraft carrier?
Oh my goodness, I don't know, 20, 30 probably. I spent most of my time up at the very top of the ship with the XO, because I was after I worked in the brig, they put me on as the XO's orders. I was his bodyguard. I took him around the ship. He would go down to the bottom of the ship and drag sailors out that were down there smoking pot or whatever. And we'd go down there, and he goes, "Sergeant, go in there." Or I was corporal then. "Corporal, go in there and drag that guy out." So I'd go in there and grab him, drag him out, and he'd prosecute him. Um, but it was a big ship, big, big, big ship. They, had a huge, huge place where we ate, and then they had a little burger and hot dog place that we could go if we needed something real quick. Uh, Planes were taking off and landing on board. It was an incredible experience.
Oh, that's crazy. Was the transition hard once you left the Marines to get back into civilian life?
Well, I had a family. I wasn't a Christian when I was a Marine.
Uh huh.
The first tour anyway, and yeah, it was definitely an adjustment. But what you learned and what you carried out and what you were taught carried over into your life,
Uh huh.
uh, your family, the leadership that you might grab onto and utilize in your business and in your life and in your family.
So, growing up with the kids and stuff, then they knew that their daddy was in the Marines, and they knew that when Dad said something, that Dad meant business. Correct?
You want another story?
Yeah, I do. That's what I'm fishing for, Dean. I'm not fishing for just answer my question. I want stories, man, and so does everybody else. We love the stories on the show. That's the meat and potatoes of everything, man. I love the
Mhm.
stories.
I was After I got out of the Marine Corps, I worked for a guy named Dan Wilder, who's gone on to heaven now, but and his boy Dan Wilder Jr. Runs it. I worked for them for quite a number of years, and I knew that someday I wanted to have my own store. But I was their general manager and working deals, and we ended up going to. I ended up going to work for a guy named Chris Hertz up in Arizona in the White Mountains, and he had a Chevy Oldsmobile store, and I went to work for him. And I remember coming home from work one day because this guy this guy was an animal, but he was a great car guy. Taught me a lot. I went home one day and my kids are coming in, and so I got JD's my oldest boy, and he's now a stockbroker, and Josh, he now runs a store out in Georgia, and they came in and they had these earrings in their ears. Well, I know earrings are real popular now, but back then, they walked in the door and they just had this look on their face. I looked at them, saw those, and I said, "You get those earrings out of your ears in your mother's house. You understand me?" And I mean, they couldn't get them out quick enough. They, they threw they threw them on the ground, and they have never forgot that. I'll tell you.
I believe that. I believe that wholeheartedly. In fact, I could see the look on your eyes, and I wasn't even in the room, and I could see the look. And if I had an earring, I'd have been taking it out right now myself, man. But I had the same kind of father that that stuff just didn't fly. I mean, it didn't fly at all, and that led down to my son come home one time with a piercing, my youngest one, and didn't last very long. I'll guarantee you that right now. I promise you. So, we all know what brought you from Washington to Colorado, but why did you pick Colorado? What was so special to you about every place else in the United States? Why did you pick Colorado?
Well, I was working for a guy named Chris Hertz in Arizona, and I thought, I'd like to be able to make money for me. I've been making a lot of money for all these guys, and I'd like to be able to branch out and do my own thing. And so I just started looking at automotive news, different places, and I found about a store in Colorado Springs that was for sale. So I went and flew up here and visited with a guy, and he was going down, and he's just trying to get out from underneath it. And so strictly because that was the best store that I could find. I looked at one in Florida, but this one was I thought had the most potential.
Uh huh.
So that's why I came here.
And
Walk,
and you said you started it, and you guys spent nights and evenings there all night. Why was that?
well, I didn't have very much money.
Oh, okay. Well, that's a big deal. You had a roof over your head, didn't you?
We had a roof overhead. We got frozen pizzas and air mattresses and slept on those, and opened a store up and just took it one day at a time, just on a strict budget, and not trying to overdo things, trying to keep it simple, direct, and build a customer base.
Uh huh.
That's what we did.
Right. And now, how many employees does Mile High Car Company have?
I think we got about 15 employees right now.
Uh huh.
We got a full shop. I've got ASE certified techs, 3 bays, 3 shops, and we sell anywhere from 50 to 100 cars a month, and depending on the month and how things are going. So it's a great group. I've got some men that work for me and women. Got one lady, but I got a group of men that they're just amazing. They are very respectful. They say nothing but yes sir, no sir, yes ma'am, no ma'am. Um, None of them have earrings either, Jeff. Just so you know.
But in this day and age, Dean, with
Mhm.
with all the hey, you can't do this to me, you can't do that to me. What would you do if one of your employees did get an earring or something like that? I mean, is there any? Do you have strict guidelines in being hired there that kind of stuff
Oh,
is not
oh,
permitted?
that's right in our handbook. We have an employee handbook. JD wrote the handbook years ago,
Hmm.
um, and it's a good one.
Well, I mean, and you got people that's never tested the system, I guess. So, do they all know about your Marine career? think I think he's. I think it's cut. The cell phone's cutting in and out. Is what it's doing. You there, Dino? Yeah, I think we lost him. I really do. I think we lost him. I'll have to try to call him back here. That's the marvels of the widgets. See, it's just the widgets. Don't you love the widgets right there, Dean? If you're listening, I'm going to call you back here. Hold on for a minute, and we'll go from there and see here. We'll try it again.
This is Dean. Sorry I missed your call. Leave me a message with your number, and I'll return your call as soon as I can.
At the tone, please record your message. When you've finished recording, you may hang up or press 1 for more options.
Hey, Dean, I guess we lost connection with you. We're trying to call you back, so I'm gonna hang up, and I'm gonna give it another shot here. Hold on, just a second. Don't you just love the widgets? I know I don't.
Roller.
It's the widgets, Dean. Tonight's the night of the widgets, my friend. You know, I don't know what it is. It's just every once in a while with the storms and different things like that, I've had the computers completely shut off. Completely.
Wow.
I've had more. I don't know what it is. Sometimes the widgets overtake me. I just I don't know. Maybe I need to have somebody come in here and say a prayer in my office in here and get the demons out or whatever it is. I don't know. But no, we were talking about you staying. I mean, with the people that work and stuff, and you got it in the handbook, of course, that there's no earrings and other things like that. Do you offer different kind of educational programs to your techs and different things like that as they need to be recertified and stuff?
Well, when you're an independent, you don't have the strict requirements that a franchise store has.
Uh
That you
huh.
have to abide by. They got to keep their techs trained. So I hire ASE certified techs and already,
Uh huh.
and if they need educated, yeah, we'll send them off to a school or whatever. Same with finance, whatever training we need, we do. So it's a ready-made shop, as I call it.
Sure.
So
Right. Exactly. You know, what's the most crucial position in a dealership today in today's world? What is the most because I know you're paying a lot for cars. You're what is the most crucial position in a dealership?
wow, that's a good question. Because I consider all of them crucial. Everything from a lot boy who gets the cars ready. If it wasn't for him, they wouldn't have a clean car when they came in. To techs that go through the mechanical work and get them ready. To my finance manager who's always searching for better payments, banks that'll give them a better deal, warranties where we can sell protection on them. They're all important. And some people would say the person that buys your cars is the most important because that's what you're going to base your profit on.
Right.
Uh, it's not, I wouldn't say one person, it's a team. You
Uh-huh.
have to put together a team to be successful.
And it's taken you how many years to put this team together, Dean?
Well, I got one guy, Richard Romero. He's been working for me for a long time, and long time, and he is one of my right hand guys, and it does a great job. Does a great job. I know he's listening tonight to this show,
Oh,
and it's a lot of my guys are. They're online listening and
well,
watching,
welcome, guys.
and
Welcome.
one we do some unique things at Mile High Car Company. I just won a big award from Credit Acceptance on lifetime being a lifetime dealer award, and they flew me out to Dallas, and me and my wife went there and went through a big deal. But your team is what makes you,
Right.
and it's not just one guy. It's a multiplication of effective working. And there's a lot of bad car guys out there. You know that. You
Of
see them.
course. Yes.
You see them every week. And
Yes.
There's some bad people out there, and you want to develop a team of men that have great integrity, that are solid, that show up for work, that know how to work. Earrings have never become an issue with me
Right.
at all. I mean, I don't know what I would say if I had my very best guy want to wear an earring.
Uh huh.
Um, I probably would say no at first,
Well, of
but
course,
everything is the image you're portraying to your customers walking in the door.
it is the
Do
truth.
you want your guys in t-shirts and blue jeans, or do you want to wear slacks, be well groomed, looking good?
Uh huh.
Uh, that's what you got to think about. The customers, you got to take care of them.
Right. That you only get a chance to make that impression the very first time, one time, don't you?
That's right. That's
And
right.
it's so important. It really is.
Hmm.
So how important has the family been to you while you've built your business and career?
They are without a doubt crucial. Crucial. I have a wife that is just amazing. She's not watching. I don't think she can figure out how to do it. She's down in Texas right now.
Uh huh.
And having a good foundation in your life, because you're going to go through trouble.
Yeah.
Trouble is going to meet you. I don't care what you're doing, even like your show, widgets, whatever.
Yeah.
You're going to engage problems and troubles and struggles and challenges in life. And what's your foundation? What is your significance? What is your hope in? Do you have a strong family, a wife, kids? Are they supportive? Are you supportive of them? You've got to have a good foundation. I love the verse, unless the Lord builds the house, they labor in vain who build it. And
Yes.
we have to, but that has to be our foundation.
Right. That's true words. That's very true words. I guarantee you that right now. I wished that mine was a little stronger, and I had those words, uh,
Hmm.
because it's a little tough right now here at Shay Richards' house. But I got one boy living on the streets, and we don't know where he's at. Can't find him in 4 years, and so it's just been a rough and rocky deal. But you deal with what
Hmm.
you have to deal with, correct?
Yes, you do. Yes, you do. And even what you're doing, Roller, you're an amazing guy. The songs you wrote they're so good. They're so on target, so on par, and you support the auctioneers. You support the people that you're engaging with. Whether it's classic cars or whatever. I was just talking to Loveland Auto Auction, and I know you go up there and help them with that classic car sale.
Yes.
Uh, I said, man, we got to get Roller to write you a song.
Yeah. I got to get him on the show.
Yeah, they're great, and they're the last independent auto auction in the state.
Right.
That's it. That's it. They're the last one, and they are unbelievable people. They take good care. I mean, Manheim and dealers do a great job too, but these guys they take it to another level.
You know, I've known Scott and Matt for a lot of years, and you're right. They're one of the very few last
Mhm.
of the true independent people, and they take such good care of their people. I mean,
Mhm.
people are happy from all the way from the lot guy up to the title clerk.
Mhm.
They're just happy people to work for, and I've never really seen a cross word, or if they're, sure they've had them, but I just have never seen that. Even at the auctions, I've never seen it.
Mhm.
And they,
Well, they're a strong supporter of all the car dealers. I mean, the charity we have every year, Roller is they're a huge contributor.
right,
Every year.
right. And that's another thing that I want to get into. Your membership in the Colorado Independent Dealers Association. You play
Mhm.
a big part in that, and how crucial, or how does that mean? How much does that mean to you as a dealer to be a part of that association?
Well, I'll back up and kind of tell you another story. We started that. I was with Dave Cardella. He is the CEO of Colorado Independent Auto Dealers Association, and
Uh huh.
uh, does a phenomenal job. But him and me and Stan Martin, another car dealer, we were all talking about, what we want to do with the convention. And I was an auctioneer then. I'd won the state championship, so I said, I think we should do a gala, and because we had a lot of people that were hurting and needed money and help, and just whatever. We never realized how many were out there until we got it going. So we decided we were going to put together a gala. And so we decided we're going to do it in a month and a half. So in a month and a half, we put it together, and about 300, I think 350 people showed up, and we raised about a $500,000. So we
Wow.
put that in the bank, and just nobody was getting paid. We were just all donations. And now that charity is, worth, well over a million. Got about 1.5 million in the bank right now.
Wow.
uh, and it's just gone crazy, helping people uh, dying or have died. Their families are hurting. Had a young, I probably shouldn't mention the exact people that we helped, but we have given away, well over $1 million to charity, and we're not taking a penny to do it. It's just a phenomenal event. I know you've been there. You got up on stage and
Yes.
took your tie off and put on a show. I loved it. It was good.
That's what you got to do, man. You got to do whatever you got to carry on the tradition. I mean,
Mhm,
that's just the
mhm,
way it is. But you know,
mhm,
I know you've helped out a lot of my friends and fellow dealer friends that I've had, and I
mhm,
know it's meant so much to them.
mhm,
In the time when they needed it. A
mhm,
couple, I won't mention names either, but a couple of them were in the hospital,
mhm,
missing paychecks,
mhm.
and that's one thing about it. If it doesn't matter if we're in the hospital or if we're on our deathbed, the bills still keep coming. I mean, they don't
That's right.
stop. And
That's right.
that amount of money that you guys give is
Hmm.
such a blessing to somebody that really needs it.
Hmm.
It just I've seen so many good things come out of it, and
Hmm.
it's just amazing. It really is. It really is.
Yeah.
Let's see here. I've got a. I wrote. I usually don't have. I usually don't have a script that I read off of, but
Hmm.
you have done so much. I was so impressed with your whole background and stuff that I just, I had to write some questions down as I remembered. I was like, "Yep, this is got to be one that's asked and everything like that." So working for working for the association, what is I know they're all proud moments, but what was one of the moments in your time in the association that you really felt that this has really made a difference?
Wow, that's a great question because there's been so many different ones. Um, the I remember when we walked in on a family, and it was a dad and a mother, and they had a little girl who needed an insulin pump, and they couldn't afford it. And I know, Roller, you know this person.
Uh huh. Yes.
uh, but anyway, we walked in and provided them with the insulin pump, the money for the insulin pump, and it changed the life of that young girl.
Yeah.
She wasn't able to spend time and go to somebody's house and have an overnight thing. She had to stay at home while the rest of her friends were out doing things, and she couldn't because she had to have an insulin pump just to stay alive.
Right.
And so we gave it to him, and when you see the tears and the brokenness of the heart, it moves you. It
Yeah.
moves you, and you realize, that's why I was an auctioneer. That's why we came together and put this together. That association that I served in, I worked my way up. I think I served 8 years on the board and became the president. When I was the president, that's when we set the charity up and the gala. And I use auctioneers primarily from Colorado to come in and help. And now it's become huge. Virtually every bank that deals with car dealers, warranty companies, all the car dealers come together and they donate stuff. We've got several car dealers that have donated cars, just all kinds of stuff, trips, Mexico, Italy, France, everywhere. And so they will buy that trip and donate it back, and we sell it. And that's how come we've been able to help so many people.
Right.
And to ask me one story, man, there's just 100 of them.
Sure.
And the people are just so grateful. They're in tears. Sometimes it absolutely changed their life
Right.
because they couldn't continue on without help.
Right.
And so we step in, help them, give them that little extra nudge to move forward.
Yeah. Do you, do you follow up with the people that you've donated? Say, let's just follow up and see how they're doing and see what's going on in their lives. Do you do that?
Oh, absolutely. Absolutely. Dave Cardella, who's the CEO of
He's a
CIDA,
great man. I love him.
oh yeah, he does a lot of that. He calls a lot of them because we're businessmen, we're auctioneers and
Sure.
businessmen, and we're moving and shaking and trying to create more things. And he steps in and he'll call them. There's many of them that we've helped out numerous times, especially when we get into. I can't mention the name, but there's a group in, I'll just say, in Colorado, that takes these girls that have been sexually abused or in sex trafficking, and they take them into a home and help them get them out of that situation and try to get them into a new home. And we've helped them, people like that, several times, because what they're doing is just so phenomenal. There's a group down on Colfax in Denver, which has been typically kind of a rough street, and they work out on the street. They sell brownies, and they bring these people that are drug ridden off the street and sober them up, and try to give them a new life. And when you're helping those kind of people, Roller, it moves you. It
It,
moves you.
it really does. I helped a lady that we both know with an
Hmm.
auction this year. And I told her, I says, I want to do this, but I want a guarantee that if I do find my son, that you guys are immediately going to take him and put him into the program. I said, I don't want to hear, well, we got to wait a month. We got to, because a lot of things can happen in a month with somebody that's used to doing drugs every day. I mean, I've lived this for a lot of part of my life, and I've seen
Mm.
that boy
Hmm.
go through bad times, and when we find him, we need to be able to get him in and get him started right away. I mean, like if we find him within the next hour, I want, hey, you need to bring him here at this time tonight or whatever. We got a bed for him, and
Hmm.
they guaranteed me that this was going to happen. And she comes to the auction quite a bit, and her husband served with you on the board. He was a big part of the Colorado Independent Dealers Association, and
Hmm.
he passed away. And he was a great car man too, and a great man. And she
Hmm.
has carried on his legacy with this, and they're very good Christian people. And
Hmm.
she calls me from time to time. Even not if she sees me at the auction, she always makes me come over and sit down and talk to her. But she'll call me from time to time. Have we found Justin yet? Have we got any news? Have we done this? We're still waiting for you. And she's just such a great person to have in your corner that I'm so blessed to be able to have so many great people in my life. And you're one of them. She's one of them, and all my auctioneer brothers and stuff, and they all know what I'm going through, and they're all there for me if I need them. I know that for sure, and it's a good feeling. It really is. It really is to have
Well,
a.
well, Roller, we love you.
Well, I love you
I
guys too.
understand that.
Yeah. I mean, I do. I mean, we might not see each other all the time, but I know that it's there, and I know that I'm there
Hmm.
for you guys if you need me. That's just the way it is. So let's get
Absolutely.
let's get into, do you believe that when you were going to these auctions with your father as a little kid, that
Hmm.
that put the becoming an auctioneer in your, because I know it did for me when I mean, I told you the story. I was hungry, and it was time for lunch, and he asked me to go to lunch, and I became an auctioneer. But I remember going to these auctions with my dad when I was young, and watching
Hmm.
in amazement how these auctioneers moved the money around and sold the cars, and the respect that the people had for them. Do you believe that's what drove you to become an auctioneer?
I think it had an impact on me. The Probably, when I became a car dealer and started attending auctions, I met a guy named Paul C. Bear,
Yeah.
and 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 Paul he knew I was a DI, and he knew I went through buds, Navy SEALs, and all that stuff, and he kept saying, being an auctioneer is just like a DI. You got to chant as a DI when you're marching your troops, and being an auctioneer is the same. Well, it's not the same, but Paul had a big influence on me
Right.
becoming an auctioneer. And I finally, he after about 3 years, he finally talked me into going, and I went and attended a Worldwide College of Auctioneering. By the way, great school to
Great
go to.
school. Great school.
Yeah, yeah, I give kudos to them. And I went to auction school, and then I joined the Colorado Auctioneers Association and gotten into the contest, had the rookie contest, and all that. So that was a lot of fun.
What did it mean to you uh, as a upcoming auctioneer and stuff to win the rookie contest? What did that mean to you?
Oh, that was fun. I was, Sissy Tabor. She was in that same group with me when I went through it, and yeah, I mean, it spurs you on. Hey, maybe I could be a good auctioneer.
Right.
It spurs you on, encourages you, and it's a neat deal because it really puts you into a family, and these people are encouraging you. And I was a little older for first getting into the CAA, but it was still fun, and the it meant a lot. It meant a lot. I've met some of the greatest people that I know to this day have come from the people that I met either through the National Auctioneers Association, another great organization,
Yes.
and the CAA, and some of the greatest leaders, great men. You know, you got guys like Shane Ratliff, Scott
Oh,
Goodhue, Paul C. Bear, just to mention a few,
yeah.
and they're just great leaders, great men. John Nichols. I mean, I've got to know them, and I'll tell you, when I first went to the National Auctioneers Association, I know we're talking about the CAA. I'm just going to branch out
Well,
just for a second because
like I said, we're all over the board. It don't matter to me. I have no set. I have no set scale. I just wrote down a few questions and that's it. Everything else is from a previous answer, so don't worry about it.
I went to the National Auctioneers Association right after I won the rookie contest,
Uh huh.
and I walked in, and here's this big room full of, I don't know, 1,000 people. There was a ton of people there. I didn't know anybody,
Right.
and I'm walking in. I'm gonna start checking things out and see what this auctioneering stuff's all about. And a guy stands up in the middle of the audience, in the middle of this big room. He looks over at me, and he waves, says, "Come over here and sit down." So I walk over there, and he goes, "My name is Shane Ratliff. Would you sit at my table?"
The
And
oh, the rifleman,
and,
man. Oh, go ahead. I'm
and
sorry.
for those of you that don't know Shane, he is considered the Elvis of auctioneering. He's a
Oh
Barrett Jackson
man,
auctioneer.
he is
He's he is probably more respected as an auctioneer than almost anybody.
guaranteed.
Yeah, he's up there with the Shanes and the Scott Hughes and the Tulsi Bears, but yeah, he's Shane is a phenomenal guy.
Yes. I have to say that immensely that he is. I remember the
Mhm,
first time that I was introduced to him was at a contest.
mhm,
Jeff West introduced me to him, and
mhm.
Shane was just when I heard him on the mic, I was like, "Oh my God, are
He's
you really real? Or are you just is it
Mhm.
live or is it Memorex? You know what I mean? I couldn't believe it. I couldn't believe that a person could do that like that.
Yeah,
I was
yeah.
amazed.
And he's been he and I mean he tells everybody that I'm as one of his best friends.
Uh huh.
But if you know Shane, you know he's got a lot of best friends.
Yes, he does. Yeah,
So
he knows how to he does it well. I'll guarantee you that right now. He is, but he's a gentleman's gentleman. I'll guarantee you that.
yeah, yeah.
And that's one thing that going to the competitions when I was going with all of us when we traveled and
Hmm.
went to them a lot. You met so many good people that became not best friends but became friends, and
Hmm.
you'd see them once a year at the competition and they remembered you, and that's the feeling that I got with the competitions of the World Automobile Auctioneers Contest. I mean, it was just
Hmm.
so many people. The one that brings the most to me is Kevin McLaughlin's dad.
Oh yeah.
uh,
Oh.
Mr.
Mm.
McLaughlin, uh, it was my first year, and Mr. McLaughlin sat down next to me, and we started talking. And Dean, I swear to God, we talked for an hour, and
Mm.
just a true, I mean, really cared about who I was and why I was here, and then I came back the next year, and I walked through the door, and he was one of the and he remembered my name, he shook my hand, and it just went on from there, building
Mm.
relationships through everybody, and I just
Mhm.
I've gotten out of it, and not go very much anymore.
Mhm.
But man, what a group of guys they really are. All the auctioneers, all my auctioneers, brother, guys at the Denver auction and stuff that I work
Mhm.
with, and I mean, they're just amazing people, man. I'd do anything in the world for them. I really would.
Well, our Auctioneer Association here in Colorado, I think, is in really good hands. I mean, we've got Scott Goodhue and Haley Bear in there.
Yeah,
And Haley's the vice president. She's putting on, boy, if you've never gone to a convention, go to this one.
yeah, guaranteed.
This is going to be one of the best. Haley has just done a phenomenal job, and Scott is just a leader, and he brings a solid, consistent uh, personality to the association, and not this. He's not all about himself. He's about helping others grow and becoming better.
It's the truth. I've watched him.
Mm-hmm.
I've watched him
Mm-hmm.
throughout the years mentor different
Yeah.
people and different things like
Yeah.
that, and he's so well respected. I really don't like him that
You love
much.
him.
I do.
He
I
does.
really do.
He does.
I'm
He
no.
does the charity auction with me every year. He
Uh
does the
huh.
charity. He does another one that we do at the state fairgrounds. It's called Cowboys Kicking Cancer,
That's what I've heard.
uh, and it's I have Scott Goodhue helps me, and then another kid in the Holsworth family named Trent, who is a phenomenal,
Oh my
phenomenal
God.
little auctioneer.
Yeah.
Yeah, he's a stud. They go down there, and we go down there and raise money, and all the money goes into the hospital fund, and they use it to pay for medication or traveling or lodging for these cancer patients that have nothing.
Uh huh.
So it's so that's and Scott has helped me a number of years with that, and we just have a great time doing it.
Yeah. Talking about Trent. I've known Trent since day one. I mean,
Hmm.
just I even babysat him and his sister Maddie one night so that Kenny and his wife could go down to the hotel bar and have a drink and just get away for a little bit. I mean, I've just
Hmm.
known him forever and a day, and to see him come along and to see him develop into the auctioneer that he is now. I mean,
Mm.
you just sit there and you listen to him. Josh and
Yeah.
I were over there the other day after we had gotten done on Wednesday, and we were sitting there, and he was up selling and relieving Kenny. And I told Josh, I said, "Listen to that kid. It's just amazing."
You talk about Josh White.
Yeah,
Yeah, yeah, Josh White. Yeah, Josh has really, really come on. I mean, I know him. Probably thought he's always been that way. I don't. He's a great auctioneer. He's a great salesman,
yeah,
and but he has a very hidden heart. He has a huge heart.
he does. He
He
don't like
does.
to let you know that, but he does.
He
He
does. He's
really
a great guy.
does, man. He's a good kid, man. I love him to death. In fact, I'm working on a song right now for Harley, and
Oh, good.
yeah, and I got to get with Josh. I got to get some pictures and stuff, but I got to get a little more
Hmm.
information and stuff, and him or Diana. So
Hmm.
I'll get a hold of either one of them and do that. But going through the your benefits and stuff like that,
Hmm.
uh, you get heavily involved in them and stuff. What I know they all mean something to you, but what is the one you like to really you look forward to every year, and you're like, this is because we all have them, even though we don't want to say they're all our favorites. Don't get me wrong, but there's that
Hmm.
just that one that you're like, you know what? It's time to put the helmet on. It's time to get the game face on, put the black marks under our eyes because we're going to raise money and we're going hard at it. What is that? What is that one?
That's a CIDA charity for sure.
Uh huh.
Um, I mean, it helps more people. No money's going into our pockets, and it has grown into we're helping other charities now that have during this economy they've had a tough time raising money, or had a tough time just meeting the needs and meeting the phone bill, the electric bill, and helping helping the people they're helping. So we've stepped in on some of those. Now we look at their financials, we make sure they're solid and that the money's going directly to help people. So we've spread that out a lot.
Right, right. What was it like to receive the Hall of Fame for the Colorado Independent Automobile Dealers Association?
Well, it was a surprise. I was at dealer's auto auction one day, walked out on the back porch, and there's 10 guys standing there, and they said, "We want you to be our Hall of Fame nominee." And it was a blessing. Anytime you get an award like that, don't make too much of it. Um, but it was a blessing. It's rewarding me for that. I liked it. I probably liked the two sportsmanship awards I got better.
Yeah,
The National Auctioneers Association gave me a sportsmanship award in 2024 at Pittsburgh, Pennsylvania, and then the automobile, like you got the sportsmanship
I
award
did.
too.
Uh huh.
And in 2025, they gave that to me, and I was always surprised. I was always shocked because I always thought, there's so many good people out here. How do you, how do you pick one?
Right.
But what an honor to be voted on by your peers um, and chosen, and it just solidifies what you're doing and um, keeps you humble at the same time because with that, you're not wearing that on your shirt.
Right.
Um, you're wearing it on your heart
Yeah.
because you got it because of somebody else. Yeah, you've done a good job, great. But there's a lot of people that have done a great job. It's your peers that look up to you and want to honor you, and that's pretty neat.
It really is. I mean,
Mhm.
it's probably and that's probably one of the reasons why I don't go back to the world championship anymore is because
Mhm.
when I won it there, it was I felt that was the best award I could ever have won because it was given to me by the peers. And to be honest with you, Dean, it happened when
Mhm.
we had the contest here at the Colorado Auto Auction. And that
100%.
day started off. I drew number one, and
Mm.
we all know what drawing number one's like. It's just it sucks. It's terrible. It's one of the worst things in the world. And it just I had been so used to drawing good. I've been used to placing very well in the competitions and stuff in the ringman category, not in the auctioneering, but in the ringman. This was all with the ringman and stuff, and that day when I didn't even get into the top 10, and my wife was there, and I said, "We're leaving. Let's go." And she goes, "Well, aren't you going to stay?" I said, "No, I'm not going to stay," because I guess to I was butthurt. Excuse me, my language, but that's what I was. I
Sure.
here's this. I've placed like in the top for all these competitions, and I don't even get it here in my hometown. I don't even get into the to to the second round, and so
Mhm.
I'm at the hotel, and a phone rings, and it was Clint Sherman, and he said, "Where are you at?" And I said, "Oh, I'm at the hotel. I'm getting ready. We're all going to go out tonight, aren't we?" And he goes, "You need to get your ass back over here." And I said, "What are you talking about?" He says, "I can't tell you, but you need to get your ass back over here." And then Goodhue
That's cool.
calls me and he goes, "Where the hell are you?" And he didn't say it like that. We
Mhm.
know Scott,
I know.
and so I'm like, "Well, what the heck's going on?" And I get over there and they give me that award. I was like, "Oh my God." And I was acting like such a baby, like a horse's ass, and I thought,
Mhm.
this is not the reason you got this, man. The reason you got this was because your peers voted on, because you're a better person. This, and it just changed my
Mm.
whole demeanor that day that I won
Mm.
that, and it was just amazing. It really is. It's an amazing feeling
Mhm.
for sure. So
Good for you.
yeah, guaranteed. It was a wake up
Mhm.
call.
Yep.
Well, you know what? Let's see here. Let's take a break for a second. And I told you that an hour goes by so fast. We've already almost been
Right.
on. We're 1 minute away from an hour. So
Mm.
I want to play the song that I wrote for you, and let everybody hear it. And then we'll get come back and we'll do a few more questions, and we'll see if there's any questions that anybody has in the comments here, and if not, we'll let you get on with your evening so you can spend some time with your family. So, and then I also want to touch base on Texas and stuff too. So we'll do that. But
Okay.
ladies and gentlemen, this song here is the song that I wrote for Dean. It's called Marine Gavel, A Mile High Dream. We'll be right back here on Pedal to the Metal, Motors and Music.
From Washington timber to the Colorado mountains, Dean Gunter built a life on service, family, and a dream. Born in Morton in 1956, raised where the Washington timber grows. He'd go to auctions with his daddy and fell in love with the auctioneer's call. Friday nights he shined at football. A scholarship was his to choose, but Dean chose the United States Marines and the red, white, and blue. From 1977 through 79, a drill instructor standing proud, teaching discipline and honor with a voice that could command a crowd. And on October 24th, 1980, Dean and Esther said I do, starting out a life together and building dreams they'd see come true. He's a Marine, a gavel and a mile-high dream, built a life on faith and family. From the Washington timber to Colorado skies, he followed every road with pride. From the cork to the cars to that auctioneer's ring, he gave his best to everything. A husband, father, champion, and Marine, living that mile-high dream. 1991 came calling, and the automobile road began. He worked his way through the business with a Marine's determination in his hands. Then Colorado opened up another door, and Mile High became the family name. Dean and his sons working side by side, building more than fortune or fame. But that little boy at auctions with his daddy never forgot that calling sound. So in 2010 he chased the dream that had followed him all those years around. He won that rookie competition, then in 2018 came the crown. Dean Gunter, Colorado state champion. That little boy had made his daddy proud. He's a Marine, a gavel and a mile-high dream, built a life on faith and family. From the Washington timber to Colorado skies, he followed every road with pride. From the cork to the cars to that auctioneer's ring, he gave his best to everything. A husband, father, champion, and Marine, living that mile-high dream. He took that champ beyond Colorado, calling with the best upon the stage, and used that voice to help raise money, giving back along the way. He served and led among the dealers till the Hall of Fame called out his name. But ask Dean what he's proudest of, and
He'll tell you trophies ain't the same. There's Esther still there beside him since 1980, hand in hand. Jason became a stockbroker. Joshua's a Ford store manager down in Georgia land. Joy followed her heart into nursing, and 8 grandkids complete the scene. That's the real Hall of Fame around him. That's the heart of Dean Gunter's dream. He's a Marine, a gavel and a mile-high dream, a Washington boy who dared to believe. From football fields to the Marine Corps, to Colorado and an auction floor. From selling cars to calling bids, he built a life he's proud to give. From that little boy at auctions with his dad, to a champion who never forgot his past. He's a Marine, a gavel and a mile-high dream, built on country, corpse, and family. And when they tell the story of Dean Gunter someday, let them tell it this way. He loved his country, he loved his family, and gave his best along the way. From Washington timber to the Colorado sky. Once a Marine, always a Marine. And a good man's legacy never dies.
There you go. Marine, gavel, and a mile-high dream. All for my buddy, Mr. Dean Dino, the Bon Machino. Dude,
Phenomenal job, Roller. Phenomenal job.
thank you, man. I appreciate it. And like I told you, that song's yours to do whatever you want with, man. You play it wherever you want. If you need to use it in anything, you do that. You have full rights to use that song however you want to use it, man, for sure. Dean, going back with your charities and stuff, uh, I know you do a lot for the NRA, and that is an organization that is pretty special to me too in my life. I'm glad we have the NRA and stuff. What kind of charity? What kind of auctions and stuff are you doing for the NRA right now?
Actually, the NRA changed their leadership. So the guy I was doing them for, we were going to California, Utah, we were traveling all over. And he branched out and started another group called Heritage.
Uh huh.
And he's going into the same communities and basically has an NRA look-like. But his goal is to give more money to the kids. The NRA is they're doing a great job. I like what they're doing. They're trying to, preserve our rights to bear arms.
Yes.
And yeah, it's I did the first one I did was with a guy named Shane Allen, or Sean Allen, I should say.
Uh huh.
Sean, I got Shane in my name
Big
on my
show.
mind. Big Sean Allen. He
Yeah.
brought me into the NRA, had me help him with an event, and then from there, we both thought we're auctioneering, and I ended up taking over for the NRA, and I did for years and years. So, but it's a good group. It's a good group.
Yes, it is. It is. Hello, Tony Compton, my little baby girl. How are you? That's my niece on there right now. I just had to say hi to her. Love you too. That one's really special. She just gave me a niece, her and her husband, and named Skylar. And I can't wait to meet this young lady. But anyway, I love you too, Tony. Tell Brandon hi. Dean, looking back at everything from the beginning, Marines, drill instructor, automobile industry, auctioneering business, charity work. What accomplishment are you most proud of?
Oh wow. uh, I am the most proud. Oh my goodness, I don't know. when you take a company like Mile High Car Company that's going down, and then you build it into what it is today.
Right.
And I mean, we may not be making a ton of money right now because the market's just not that strong.
Right.
But that was a great feat. Um, I'm most proud probably of my family more than anything,
Mhm.
and what they've accomplished. It's you can be proud of a lot of things. I mean, I've had a lot of awards, and they mean a lot. But what the character of the heart is just what means so much to me.
Right.
Um, they my relationship with Jesus Christ has developed uh, a lot more now, especially after I had open heart surgery and all the different medical stuff that I've been going through here lately. Um, the you really lean on your foundation, which is the Lord.
Yeah.
And I'm not proud of what I've become because I have so far to go.
Right.
It's incredible. But probably Mile High Car Company has been a huge accomplishment. Um, and I love doing that. What we've done with the CIDA charity is a huge accomplishment and has helped hundreds of people.
Hmm.
The friendships that I've developed are accomplishments. Guys like Ratcliffe and Goodhue and you and Bear and all the Bears, Paul, Haley, all of them. The Lamb Boys have been a huge influence on me too, and I just love the relationships that we've developed. I hope that answers your question.
It does. I can remember when you first started becoming an auctioneer, you would go to each lane, and I'd watch, and you'd be over there, and you'd be t- counting numbers, man. You were just throwing yourself into it, And I was like, "Good going, man! Way to go, Dino. That's all right." And you really have come so, and you've done so much in such a short time with your auctioneering career. Uh, you know, uh, me, I've been an auctioneer for almost 30 years now, and you've come along and done more with your auctioneering career than basically. I mean, I've just all I've kept my jobs and stuff. Don't get me wrong, I'm proud of what I've done, but you've done so much more with your career, and that's
Mhm.
just really admirable in my book. That's one thing that I admire about you a lot is how you've taken and thrown yourself into that, and done so well.
Well, thank you, Roller.
Yeah.
That means a lot.
No, not a problem, man. Not a problem. Dean, let's see here. If you could sit down with that young man back in Washington before he joined the Marines, what would you tell him today?
That young man, meaning me.
Yeah.
What would I tell him today? Oh my goodness. I look back on it, and um, I would tell him to do it again.
Uh huh.
Just do it again.
Just follow the
And
game plan.
yeah, follow the game plan. The Marine Corps, my mom and dad were divorced when I was really pretty young.
Uh huh.
My dad had lived a pretty rough life. Um, and my mom, she was a Christian. She was a neat lady. Um, but you just grow up through life and all the stuff that comes your way and how you handle it. And now that you've been through it and you look back, and I look at the two sportsmanships awards, the Hall of Fame, and the Colorado State Championship Award and the Rookie Competition Award, and all those things are great. The things, they're not what means the most to me though, and I will say this to you over and over again, because what you're doing right now with people, Roller, is phenomenal.
Well,
You
thank
are
you.
encouraging, you're encouraging, you're promoting, you're helping, uh, you're doing a lot. This show is great. I'm going to listen to it every chance I get,
Well, I appreciate
and
that.
be on it and support it and promote you. We need to promote you, because this is something that needs to get out in the national level as well as the international level.
Well, that means a whole bunch to me, Dean, because of the fact is I've always had when I've done I had another radio show in at Castle Rock Radio, and I've
Mhm.
always wanted to tell the story about, sure, the person is a monster truck driver or the person's an auctioneer, well, great. I mean, I'm glad you are. But I want to know your story. I want to know what you do. I want to know about your family. And so does everybody else. That makes a more of an interesting interview that when we get to know exactly who Dean Gunther is and what Dean Gunther is made of, I believe that that's the way it should be. I mean, so many of these talk shows nowadays, they you watch them and all they do is do, oh, your movie was great, you made millions of dollars, that's great, blah blah. Who cares? I want to know what you do. What makes you a person, what makes you get up in the morning, what makes you put your shoes on and go to work, and your passion. And that's what we want to know here on Pedal to the Metal, man. And that's one of the things I've always, every show I've ever done has been like that. So that's the way I want it done. And I do. I need help from. I tell everybody when I started this last podcast here, I said, this is my baby. Okay, I'm a single parent. I just had this baby, but I need all of you to help me raise it. I need you to help me take it to the national level. And by doing interviews with you guys and stuff like that, and all it takes is one person out there to listen, and it really helps out a bunch. I've grown immensely because of my interviews, and I don't do it just for that reason, but it helps me grow bigger, and for you to say that means the world to me, that's what you're going to try to do for me. I really appreciate it. I just love you for it, man. I really do.
Well, I love you too, and you're a journalist with a heart.
I never considered myself a journalist. I don't know. I've had
You
several
are.
people tell me that, and I never figured I had the gray matter to be a journalist. I really never did. But I just like to ask interesting questions. I guess that's what I like to do. So
Well, you're inquisitive, and you carry on the conversation, and you dialogue, and you dig deeper
yeah,
with the stuff.
I like to dig deeper, man. I mean, when I was coming up with stuff on you, I was like, and you gave me a lot of interesting stuff, but the stuff that you gave me that I wrote down, we had like a 10-minute song, and I thought,
Right.
I've got to bring this song down to where people just don't want to quit listening to it. And
Right.
I mean, I still
Well,
brought it was over 6 minutes. But
nice.
but
Yeah.
it's still,
But
you've done a lot in your life, man, and it needed to be in there. I mean, I could have went in there and say, I need to cut this out and this out, this out and this out, but it wouldn't have told the story of Dean Gunther. I mean, I feel that's what that song did, is it told the
Mhm.
story of Dean Gunther is what it did.
Mm. Well,
So
thank you for it. You're an
yeah,
amazing guy.
well, thank you. So you're, now that you've done a very well in the car business and in your life and everything,
Hmm.
you get a chance to go down to Texas and to
Hmm.
to play. Tell us a little
Right.
bit about Texas and why you enjoy going down there.
Well, there's a little small town in Texas. Me and my wife were thinking, we're going to retire one of these days, and I want to be in the warm weather,
Sure.
some place where I can fish. So I sent her and my daughter to Florida, and they traveled the entire Gulf Coast,
Uh huh.
Gulf of America coast. Just to
Right.
make that point.
Right.
So they're traveling down the coast. They stopped in Florida. They stopped in Corpus Christi, and she had a girlfriend said, "Well, you should go check out Port Mansfield." So she went down there, and they rented a place right on the water. And they look, and my daughter calls me on the phone. There's fish jumping everywhere, and this is at night. And so they got lights on, and the trout come in at night, and they jump, and you can catch them right off the dock. It's kind of cool. So we bought a little place down there, and I started going down and going fishing. It was a lot of fun. Then I got cancer, and so everybody thought I was gonna die, which
Right.
I'm gonna, but just not yet.
Right. Exactly.
And so we sold our place, sold the place, sold the boat, sold everything, and then I went into surgery, and then I came out of surgery, and my wife, just she's a Texan, she's from Texas, San Antonio,
Uh huh.
and so she loves it down there. She's down there right now, but we sold the place, and I thought, I'm going to buy another place, so because we love it, and I didn't die from the cancer, and um, anyway, so we went ahead and bought this other place right on the water. Little, we call it Dean's Dock,
Uh huh.
and we go down there. We love going down there and going fishing. It's just a real small little town of about 800 people, and it's one of the best fishing places around. and we just love going. We just love to go down there.
That's good. Kind of get away and just relax and
Hmm.
enjoy life. Reap the benefits of your life. Correct.
Correct.
That's what it's all about. We have a young
Yes,
lady
sir.
on here by the name of Carter Chiffont, and you know her
Hmm.
dad very well, Mark Chiffont.
Sure.
She said, "Does Dean remember my dad at all?"
Oh, absolutely. He was an auctioneer. He was an
There you go.
auctioneer. Yeah.
Yeah.
I loved watching him say Betty Botter. He used to do that whenever somebody would say question him. He'd do Betty Botter. And I had dinner a couple times with him. He is a great, great man. I really appreciated him.
Yeah.
And they've been through some tough times in their family too,
They
as we
sure
both know.
have, man. Guaranteed
Yeah.
they have.
Mhm. Mhm.
In
Oh
fact,
yes, I remember him.
it's funny that you say this about Betty Botter, because Carter said he was cooking dinner tonight, and he was doing Betty Botter as he was cooking dinner tonight. So
Love it.
once an auctioneer, always an auctioneer. You know what I mean?
That's right. It was like when we were going through COVID, and Ralph Wade had a little thing where he's washing his hands. This is how an auctioneer washes his hands during COVID.
Yeah, that's the
Oh,
truth. Yeah, that is the truth. But Marky, we miss you, buddy. Guaranteed, man. We really do. But
absolutely.
I'm glad you're
Yeah,
enjoying your life in California. I really am.
absolutely.
So,
Hmm.
well, Dean, the last question of the evening. When it's all said and done, how do you want your family, your fellow Marines, your friends, and all the people you've helped along the way to remember Dean Gunther?
I want him to remember that Dean loved the Lord, that was his priority in his life,
Uh huh.
because we're only here for a short period of time, and eternity is facing every one of us.
Right.
And I hope they remember that I pointed them in the right direction, encouraged them, gave them hope in their life, and direction, so that they can continue on and spend an eternity with the Lord as I will.
Right. Well, I think that's a great answer, because that's exactly who you are, man. You
Yeah,
really
that's
are.
right.
That's exactly who you are, buddy. Well, dude, I really appreciate you, man. I really do. Thank you so much for hanging out with me tonight and making my night even better than it was. And I look forward to see you. I don't get to see you very much anymore. You're never around very much at the auctions that I go to, and but I know we'll see each other at the convention for sure. And
Hmm.
we'll just have to just definitely make time one time, maybe to if come by on a Tuesday to the auction, and me, you, and Scott and Kevin and Kenny and all of us just go to lunch together or something, man. Just to do that. That would mean a
Hmm.
lot right there.
You betcha. You betcha. I agree.
Okay, buddy. Well, thank you so much for taking your time. I hope
Hmm.
you enjoyed the show. I will be posting this show tomorrow onto YouTube, but I also will be sending you a link to your personal email and your phone, that you can go ahead and share it with other people if they didn't get a chance to hear it, and that way
Oh,
too. Okay.
all right. Thank you, Roller.
All right, Dean. You have a blessed night. Okay.
All right, you too. Take care.
All right, buddy. Bye bye. All right. Well, guys, there he is, Dino, the buying machino. I get to call him a friend. That's pretty cool. That's really cool, to be honest with you. And I get to work with him. Not only do I get to sell him cars, but I get to work with him this year at the convention, the Colorado Auctioneers Convention, and stuff like that. So that'll be fun. So, you know what? We better pay some bills, because if we don't pay any bills, we're not going to have any lights on. If we don't have any lights on, I'm not going to nobody's going to be able to see this perfect complexion that I have. You know what I mean? Because it's flawless. I mean, it's just flawless. Well, maybe I'm just rambling on. Is that what it is? But we'll be right back here after these words from our sponsors.
Ladies and gentlemen, start your engines. You're listening to Pedal to the Metal Motors and Music, the show where horsepower, stories, and great music come together. From beautiful collector classics
to fire-breathing race cars, to the ground-shaking thunder of monster trucks. This is where the world of motors meets the power of music. So strap in tight, fire up, and grab your favorite cold drink, because a ride is about to begin. And now, here's your...
If you're tired of the same recycled playlists and ready for something with real energy, turn your dial, or better yet, go online and lock this in. Introducing the Edge Radio US, based out of Louisiana, and streaming worldwide at theedgeradious.com. This isn't just another internet station. This is where rock and roll live. Everything from the classics that built the foundation to the new bands that are lighting it up today. All genres, all eras, all real music. With over 49,000 listeners per minute worldwide, the Edge Radio US is bringing people together through sound, attitude, and pure music culture. Stream it free, 24 hours a day, 7 days a week, and take it anywhere you go. And it doesn't stop at music. The Edge also features talk shows covering racing, faith-based topics, celebrity news, new music, and everything in between. There's something for everybody on the dial. Behind it all is Johnny Blender down in Louisiana. Not just running the station, but building hot rods, classic cars, and muscle machines out of the shop in true gearhead fashion. Wanna get involved? Email edgeradious@gmail.com. Sponsorships and show opportunities are available. That's the Edge Radio US, where music, motors, and real talk meet. Castle Rock, get ready to fire up the horsepower! The 2026 Poor Boy Cruisers Car Show is rolling into ACC in Castle Rock on Saturday, October 3rd from 10 a.m. to 2 p.m. Bring out your ride and be part of an incredible day supporting the American Cancer Society, with 100% of the donations going to the cause. Entry fee donation is just $20 cash only, and registration is same day only. The show takes place at ACC Castle Rock, 4500 Limelight Avenue, Castle Rock, Colorado, 80109. Enjoy giveaways, a 50-50 raffle, silent auction, specialty trophies, and an awesome lineup of classic cars, customs, trucks, and hot rods. All makes and models are welcome. Don't miss the 2026 Poor Boy Cruisers Car Show in Castle Rock, Saturday, October 3rd, where chrome shines bright and horsepower helps make a difference.
Okay, here we go. Last one, right?
Folks, auction season is here. And when it comes time to sell your equipment, livestock, estate items, or complete farm dispersal, you need an auction company you can trust. That's where the Holsworth Auction Company comes in. Serving Colorado and surrounding communities with honest service, hard work, and hometown values. Whether you're planning a farm auction, ranch dispersal, estate sale, livestock sale, or equipment reduction, the Holsworth Auction Company has the experience to help get the job done right. And now, with online internet bidding available, buyers can participate from just about anywhere, helping bring more attention to your sale and stronger bidding opportunities. Community-minded, professional, dependable. That's the Holsworth difference. Give Ken Holsworth a call today at 970-380-5305
or call John Clatworthy at 970-768-7500. Or visit them online at theholsworthauctioncompany.com. The Holsworth Auction Company, LLC, where integrity still matters.
All right, we're back. We're back. What a great interview that was with Dean, man. I really enjoyed that one for sure. So, all right, ladies and gentlemen, this next song up right here is called Somewhere Between Hank and Heaven. We'll be right back here on Pedal to the Metal, Motors and Music.
I was raised on 3 chords and the truth, an old guitar and a worn out pair of boots. Daddy played Hank on that old radio, taught me about life everywhere we go. He said, son, you'll stumble, you'll fall sometimes, you'll lose a few battles, cross a few lines, but every wrong road and every mistake could still lead you home if your heart don't break. I'm somewhere between Hank and heaven, between the sinner and the saved, between whiskey nights and Sunday mornings, and all the choices that I've made. Somewhere between Hank and heaven, between the darkness and the light, I'm just an old song still playing, trying to get the ending right. I've closed down bars underneath neon signs, loved some women I should have kept in my life. I've spent some nights talking to the moon, wondering why goodbye always comes too soon. But that pedal still keeps crying my name, reminding me we all carry some pain. Every scar is just a story we tell about the times we climb back out of hell. I'm somewhere between Hank and heaven, between the sinner and the saved, between whiskey nights and Sunday mornings, and all the choices that I've made. Somewhere between Hank and heaven, between the darkness and the light, I'm just an old song still playing, trying to get the ending right. I ain't no angel with a perfect past, and I know this ride won't forever last. But when they lay me down someday, I hope the good Lord smiles and says, you learn from every mile you drove. You gave more love than you owed. Somewhere between Hank and heaven, I finally found some peace of mind. I quit counting all my failures and started counting precious time. Somewhere between Hank and heaven, when my last song fades away, I hope Hank plays me through the gates, and heaven lets me stay. Just an old guitar and a memory of the man I tried to be. Somewhere between Hank and heaven.
Somewhere between Hank and heaven, right here on Pedal to the Metal, Motors and Music, right here. You know, I really don't have a whole. Let's do this one here. This is a song I wrote about Toby Keith. This is called Toby's Oklahoma Heart. We'll be right back here on Pedal to the Metal, Motors and Music.
Born beneath an Oklahoma sky, a guitar and a dream in a young man's eyes. Worked the oil fields, earned every dime. The Nashville came calling right on time. He wrote in singing, should have been a cowboy, and the whole world knew that Oklahoma boy. From honky-tonks to sold-out nights, he lived his dreams beneath the lights. He sang about America and small-town pride, about family faith and the cowboy life. He'd raise a glass, said, I love this bar, then drive us all a little farther. He gave his heart in every show, from the Grand Ole Opry to the USO. Though he's gone, his music won't be gone too long. Toby Keith left us a country song. He stood beside the men in uniform through desert nights and every storm. An American soldier knew he cared, because Toby was always there. He'd take us on an American ride, with laughter and tears side by side. Sometimes he'd sing a beer for my horses, sometimes he'd make the whole room smile. He never forgot where he came from, an Oklahoma heart through and through. He'd laugh out loud with a red Solo cup and tell the truth like only he could do. Still as good as I once was, he'd grin with that cowboy spark still shining within. He lived life loud, he lived life free, and left that spirit here for you and me. He fought his final battle with courage and grace, never letting life erase that smile upon his face.
So raise your hat beneath the stars. Turn his music up in every car. From how do you like me now to the songs we're singing now. His Oklahoma heart still beats anywhere a country radio speaks. Legends never really say goodbye. They just keep riding across the sky. Thank you, Toby, for the songs, the laughter, the patriotism, the love of America, and for never forgetting where you came from. Your voice may be quiet now, but your music will live forever.
Toby's Oklahoma Heart, right here on Pedal to the Metal, Motors and Music. This next song is called Where Do All the Good Horses Go When They Die?
Where do the good horses go when they die? I remember the day you were born and the way you looked me in the eye. I knew right then you'd be my horse, and we chased the long roads of our lives, from the mountains down to the oceans, through the hills and the open plains. You always stood right there beside me. Never once did you complain. You were steady when the trail got narrow, sure-footed through dust and rain. Didn't matter what the load was, you carried it without a change. Every mile you gave me your heart, every ride you gave me your trust. And that's the reason I loved you more than words, more than dust. So tell me, when they die, do they run through a big green pasture in the sky? Is there fresh water flowing and sweet grass hay to eat? Does somebody ride 'em gentle, keep those hooves trimmed neat? Do they turn into angels or just wait somewhere up high? Where do the good horses go when they die? When the barn feels quiet at sunset and your halter's hanging on the wall, I swear I still hear your hoofbeats, like you're answering my call. You gave me more than miles and memories, more than the wind and the rains. You gave me a piece of your soul, and I'll carry that till the end.
don't ever end in goodbye. So tell me, where do the good horses go when they die? When they die, do they run forever beneath open skies? Is there cool shade in the summer, warm stars when it's cold? Do they feel every ounce of the love they once showed? Do they wake with a saddle and a soft knowing eye? Where do the good horses go when they die? If you're waiting on some high trail with the sun low and the air just right, save me a place in that saddle. We'll ride again someday on that trail beyond the sky. Where do the good horses go when they die?
I've been to auctions all across this land. Heard that hammer fall at a wave of a hand. From dusty barns to a courthouse line, that fast talk rhythm, man, it gets in your mind. Down south where the tobacco rows run long, I heard those auctioneers singing that sing-song chant. Then out in the livestock barns where the cattle stand, that rhythmic chant of the auctioneer rolls like a marching band. Oh, that auctioneer's cry rolling high and fast like a train on a track that was built to last, calling out numbers like a heartbeat drum, sold to the bitter and on to the next one. Yeah, it's more than a job, it's a way of life, it's a voice, it's a gift, it's a fire inside, and I've known it well and I'll testify, ain't nothing like that auctioneer's cry. I've sat in rings where the engines roll, selling chrome and steel to the highest score. And new cars, old cars, classics and dreams, under bright lights, and that auctioneer sings. Fast-paced rhythmic song in the lane, that automobile auction sound rings clear from lane to lane, city to town, McKean a check, then moving on down. Oh, that auctioneer's cry rolling high and fast like a train on a track that was built to last, calling out numbers like a heartbeat drum, sold to the bitter and on to the next one. Yeah, it's more than a job, it's a way of life, it's a voice, it's a gift, it's a fire inside, and I've known it well and I'll testify, ain't nothing like that auctioneer's cry. Step in a room where the best all stand, world champions from across the land, voices flying like a king's decree, that's the closest thing to royalty. We don't wear crowns, but we earn our name, every bid we call, every soul we claim. From estates to storage, barns to gold, anything under the sun gets sold. And when it comes time to bring top dollar, you need that chant, you need that holler. That voice has fed my family right, raised 3 boys with heart and might. Every mile I drove, every sale I tried was built on that chant and a whole lot of pride. Give me one now, two now, two. Two to the man in the back, now who's got two? 2.5 now, 3 now, 3. 3 to at me. 3.5, now 4, now 4. 4 on the floor, now I'm looking for more. 4.5, now 5, now 5. 5 keeps the dream alive. Now 6, who give me 6? 6 right here, now don't miss this. 7, now who's got 7? 7's a number getting close to heaven. 8, now 8, don't hesitate. 9's right there and it's feeling great. 10 on the money, hear the hammer fall. Sold to the bidder, best deal of all. That auctioneer's cry, strong and true. It's the backbone work that we all get through. Calling out dreams in a rapid fire flow. Watching that final hammer fall low. Yeah, it's more than a sound, it's a way to survive. It's a man and his word keeping dreams alive. And I'll stand tall till the day I die, loving every sound of that auctioneer's cry. So, just like that, another day goes by, still chasing that sound of the auctioneer's cry. Morning sun breaking over county road lines. Coffee in a thermos and a little quiet time. That old C10 waits where the gravel meets the drive. Fires up easy like it's glad to be alive. My German Shepherd jumps up in the seat. Tail thumping rhythm to the tires on the street. Ain't much money, but I thank the Lord above for an old Chevy truck and a good dog's love. All I need in life is my C10 Chevy. 4 wheels rolling down a dusty back road rut, and my dog riding next to me through the wind and sun. 2 best friends when the day is done. No fancy house, no silver or gold, just a simple life on a country road. If the good Lord asked what makes my life enough, I'll say my C10 Chevy and my dog. Tailgate down by a river bend, watching that sunset fade again. That old dog lays with his head on my knee, like he knows this road belongs to me. Truck bed holds every mile I've known, from broken fences to roads back home. Some folks chase dreams in a sunset glow. Me and that truck just take it slow. Years roll by like white lines on a road. Truck still running, though we're both getting old. Dog's muzzle gray, but he still runs free. Still jumps in the cab every time he sees me. Someday the wheels might finally stop, and that old dog might take his last walk. But until that day, I'll thank God above for an old C10 and that faithful dog's love. All I need in life is my C10 Chevy. 4
makes my life enough, I'll say my C10 Chevy and my faithful dog.
Walked in saying I'd take it slow, just a cold beer, then I'd go. Bartender laughed, said, man, good luck. Sit down, a glass with a little red touch. Sweet on the lips, little burn going down. Next thing I know, I'm spinning around. I said, one shot was a bad idea. Now I'm dancing with a bar stool girl right here. Boots on the table, don't know her name, but we're both yelling out the same damn thing. Band playing loud, whole place on fire. I ain't in control, but I ain't getting tired. Yeah, I said one shot, now I'm all in deep, and I ain't leaving till they kick me out of this place tonight. She spun me around like she on the floor, knocked over a chair, then we grabbed one more. Said, you alright? I said, I think so. She said, boy, you ain't even halfway gone. Room starts leaning, lights going wild. We're laughing like we ain't got a care for miles. Give me one more shot of that fireball. One shot was a bad idea. Now I'm dancing with a bar stool girl right here. Boots on the table, don't know her name, but we're both yelling out the same damn thing. Band playing loud, whole place on fire. I ain't in control, but I ain't getting tired. Yeah, I said one shot, now I'm all in deep, and I ain't leaving till they kick me out of this place tonight. Woke up outside with the sunrise glow. Truck still running, radio low. Hat on backwards, dust on my jeans. Trying to remember just where I'd been. Phone's got numbers I don't recognize, and one says, call me, you out ass guy. Give me one more shot of that fireball. I said, one shot was a bad idea. Now I'm thinking about the bar stool girl right here. Boots on the table, don't know her name, but I'd probably do it all the same. Band playing loud, whole place on fire. I ain't in control, but I ain't getting tired. Yeah, I said one shot, now I'm all in deep, and I do it all again next Friday night. Yeah, one shot was a bad idea, but I ain't saying I'll change a thing.
There you go. Just one more shot of that fireball. You know what I mean? That goes out to my cousin Debbie. She's the one that inspired me to write that song for sure. I guarantee you that right now. Well, guys, I tell you what, we had a great show again tonight. I want to thank Colonel Dean Gunter for being on the show. What an interesting career that he's had in his lifetime, and I am just really privileged and honored to know him. For those of you that I don't know who's listening, thank you for being on the show and listening to the show, not being on it, but listening to the show. Please follow and like me if you would, please, because that's how my show grows, is by thumbs up and hearts while the music's playing, and also thumbs up and things for the show, plus follow and like. So we will be back here on Wednesday, and we will be talking to you soon. Watch for see who's going to be on the show, and we will let you know. That kind of rhymes. Watch who's going to be on the show, because we'll let you know. Rick. Wick. And Cousin Debbie, the secret for my flawless complexion was handed down to me by a Tibetan priest, and I'm not allowed to give that information out. It was when I went on a walkabout. I met this priest on the walkabout, and he gave me the secret of youthfulness. Oh, I'm so full of it. I just made myself laugh. That's something, man. Hello, Bob Post. How are you, my friend? Bob, you did. I don't know if you've been in here all night, but it's just knee deep in here, Bob. It really is. It's knee deep, just full of it right now. But anyway, here's another song that was inspired or given to me by my cousin Debbie. Inspired me to make a song about Robert Duvall. We're going to finish with this song, guys, and we appreciate each and every one of you. Love each and every one of you, and we look forward to seeing you every time on Pedal to the Metal Motors and Music. If you have a person... my eyes are brown. If you guys have a request for music, please put it in there. I'll do my best to get it played. If you'd like me to make a song for you, I'd be more than happy to do that for you. And if you know anybody that wants to get on the show, man, please send them my way. Go to the website, www.pedaltothemetalpodcast.com, and, get yourself a shirt, get yourself a hat. Email me and tell me what you want on songs. I can put together a great CD for you, or a thumb drive, or I can just email them to you, whatever works for you. So anyway, this song here is called He Became the Man. It's the life story about Robert Duvall. We will see you next week. Carter, have fun out there. Tell your daddy I said hi, and we'll talk to you on Wednesday. You guys have a blessed night and a blessed week. Bye-bye.
Born out west in San Diego sun, 1931. Raised on rules in Navy man's code, where duty's never done. Annapolis nights, yes sir, and salutes. A young man standing tall, Harley boots on a gravel road. He heard a calling call. Traded rank for a stage in New York, just a dream in his hand. With Hoffman and Hackman chasing ghosts, just trying to be a man. Courtroom walls and empty plates, yeah, the struggle cut him deep, but a fire burned behind his eyes that never went to sleep. He didn't just play the part, he became the man. From shadows to the spotlight, you could feel it in his hands. From Boo Radley's sides to the Godfather's right hand, every role he ever touched, he became the man. First they saw him stand real still, didn't need a single line, but the world felt something shift that day in 1962's time. Then came power dressed in calm, Tom Hagen in the game, a quiet force walks beside the stone, respect without the fame. Then the sky lit up in fire, smell of napalm in the dawn. Kilgore riding through the chaos like a war that never's gone. He didn't shout to steal the scene, he just stood his ground. And somewhere in that silence, truth is always found. He didn't just play the part, he became the man. From war-torn skies to family ties, you could feel it in his hands. From consigliere calm to a soldier's command, every role he ever touched, he became a man. Then he rode out west where the wild winds blow, with a cowboy's soul so free. Gus McCrae riding open range like a man we all believe. Dust and otter, heart and steel, stories in his eyes. Every mile of memory, every word of truth that rides. Tender mercies, broken roads, a whiskey-soaked regret, found redemption in a quiet song the world won't soon forget. He held that gold in '83, but never changed his way. Still chasing truth in every role, still working to this day. Not just lights and cameras rolling, not just lines and names. It's the weight of every story and the truth behind the frame. He didn't just play the part, he became the man. From a soldier's road to Hollywood, to the heart of every fan. From the plains to the fight, to the silver screen stand. Yeah, every role he ever touched, he became a man. Yeah, he didn't chase the spotlight, it found him where he stood. A lifetime carved in honesty, and he played it like he should. He didn't chase the spotlight, oh, and he played it like he should. All right, everyone, that's going to wrap it up for this episode of Pedal to the Metal. I want to send out a huge thank you to each and every one of you for tuning in and supporting the show. I also want to thank all of our amazing sponsors. You're the ones that help keep the wheels turning, and we truly appreciate you. Be sure to join us every Wednesday and Sunday. We kick things off with music at 6 p.m. each night, and the full show starts at 7 p.m. Mountain Standard Time. Until next time, keep the pedal down, heads high, and we'll see you at the next show.